Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do? I'm a person, and my name is Anakin.
No, I don't think he likes you at all.
Vader was seduced by the dark side of the Force.
They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals.
Good. Twice the pride, double the force.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
It's a trap.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
You must unlearn what you have learned. Use the force.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. Execute Order 66.
It's all Obi-Wan's fault. You're the closest thing I have to a father.
I am the father.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
I have a squeaky wheel.
Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
Good cup of tea, if you don't mind me saying.
What?
It's
I
a
don't
good cup
mind
of
you
tea.
saying, I'll agree with it. What a good cup of tea.
It is a cracking
It's a good cup of tea, thanks for.
You're welcome.
What makes a good cup of tea?
There's a trick to it.
What's the trick?
You boil the water, obviously, and you pour the water in. But you put the teaspoon on top of the tea bag as the water's pouring. So it keeps the tea bag held down, diffusing in the boiling water. Then you take the spoon out of the tea bag out of the cup after the water's already poured, and then you put something over the
Wait,
top.
so you're pouring
right,
water onto the back of a spoon?
No.
The tea bag is below.
No, so you put the tea bag is pinned to the bottom of the mug by
How?
by the spoon, because the spoon's in the mug.
The spoon's on top of the tea bag.
Yeah, on the edge though, so it's not on top of any granules or any tea leaves or anything. It's just like held on, pinning the fabric of the tea bag down.
Right.
So it allows it to like float up partially and diffuse all the tea deep inside the water, in the hot water where it's hotter.
Deep inside.
Because it's all about heat with diffusion, correct diffusion. Then you take the spoon out of the mug once it's full of water, and you put something on the top of it, like a bowl or something like that, or a small plate to keep the heat in. Then you allow it to brew for like a minute or something like that, or a few seconds, or 30 seconds is good. Then you take it off.
Is more than 30 seconds better?
Well, it depends on how strong you like your tea.
How strong do you like your tea?
I can have my tea. I leave my tea bag in sometimes, so I can have my tea wherever. I like my tea quite strong.
Okay.
But yeah, so then you take the plate off. Don't squeeze the tea bag. Don't stir. Just put it up against the side and give it a light tap against the edge, just to squeeze some of the water out and get a little bit of the bitterness.
Not all of it. Not a really hard squeeze.
Yeah, get a little bit of bitterness because when you squeeze the tea, actually it breaks the tea leaves up and releases a different flavour into the tea. It releases a more bitter flavour. So you only do it slightly just to release, well, depending on your taste, if you like a little bit of bitterness in your tea.
Okay.
And there you go.
Well,
that's how you make a perfect cup of tea. Obviously,
maybe that's a good space to start talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I think we've really, deconstructed how tea is made.
And 3 out of the 4 of us are drinking tea right now.
I'm not drinking tea.
No,
I kind of wish I was
3
now.
out of 4. Wow.
Do you want a sip of my tea?
Could I?
Well, you can try the tea. I brewed James's tea in the way that I described.
I hope I don't get coronavirus.
Nah, you're safe, don't worry.
Oh, it's
we
a
live
good cup
together.
of tea. Can I have another little sip?
Yeah, of course you can.
See?
Good. It's like warming it's warming my brain up a little bit.
See, I make a good cup
roof of my mouth. Especially, tea's kind of weird after crisps, though.
I would agree. It gets claggy.
Abby thinks I'm really weird because I have tea with like every meal. We'll finish cooking pasta, and I'll make myself a cup of tea to drink with my like spicy chili pasta.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I have done it. I don't do it all the time.
I do all the time.
All the time. Every dinner you're having a cup of tea with it.
Not necessarily every
I
time.
don't have cups of tea that often these days, because I have like maybe 2 or 3 coffees in the morning, but then by the afternoon I feel like sufficiently caffeined that
You start drinking beer.
You know, to
go to bed.
I'll just have like a glass of water.
Do you think? Have you ever seen anyone drink a cup of tea in Star Wars?
No.
No, but do they drink it out of a really long straw, or is there one of the aliens in it that's got like a mouth that's a really long straw?
There is one of them.
Is he drinking a drink, or has he got the straw attached to his face?
I think it's just attached
to
his
face.
face.
No, it's part of his. It's like the fly face, you know.
But is he drinking a drink when we see him?
I think
he is.
I think there's a scenario where one of those aliens is using his
straw
fly sort of propulosa
to drink a drink.
Oh, nice use of the word.
Nice use of the made-up word. Proboscis, I think.
You're exactly right.
Proboscilosa.
To take a sip, so it's settled then.
What's that?
Yoda will take a sip.
Oh yeah, he will.
Fuck off. Fly.
So wait, the straw is in the drink, but it's not the straw for the drink. It's his forever straw.
He's got a forever straw.
Yeah.
You can't say that about many people.
But how does he eat then? Through the straw?
I would imagine maybe.
Or does he always only sniff or drink?
If his anatomy is akin to the fly in any way, he might spit his digestic acid onto his food to start dissolving it.
Into the drink down the straw?
No, so
we've all blown bubbles. Into
but say he's eating like a succulent Chinese meal or something. He might spit some of his stomach juices onto it, dissolve it a bit, so it becomes a strawable dinner.
God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, but flies are gross, aren't they?
Everything through a tube.
You might taste his food through his ass.
Yeah, that's what a fly does, isn't it? They throw up.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Food.
They throw up.
Yeah, they throw up.
Essentially, yes.
Well, yeah. They spit their stomach acids, or effectively their stomach acids on their food to break it down.
So they use the other food they've already got in them to break down the food.
In like an acid form.
So here's a question: how does a fly start eating? Like before it's ever eaten anything, if it's spitting its own food
first?
on it.
No, it's spitting its stomach acid. It's already got the stomach acid.
Yeah, it's already got.
It's like just spitting on food.
I
you
thought
could
you
eat
meant it
dinner
was
without
spitting old
So if we were to sit down
dinner
at a roast and just spit all over it before we.
No, it wouldn't work with you. You don't have a straw mouth.
No, you
I
just.
know, I don't.
Shove your fingers down your throat and then throw bile up all over your food and then eat it.
Right.
After it, yeah.
So I could vomit on my food.
Suppose.
Perhaps we should conversation.
I think we already have.
I know, but get down to the real
Star Wars. So there's Kylo Ren. He's a bad boy.
Also Ben Solo. Also Kylo Ben.
Kylo Ben. Yeah.
I think we should also try and what are our aims here? What are we trying to achieve with this?
We're trying to work
discussion?
out what happened in episode 7 through 9 of Star Wars.
The new ones.
Okay, yeah. That's what
that includes characters, planets,
what they did,
spaceships, what they did,
what happened, what actually happened,
what happened,
what went down.
We need to understand at the end of the day.
My wheel is squeaky.
It's important.
That's one of the few bits I really remember.
Have we all seen them?
We've all seen them.
Yeah, okay. We've all seen them.
I saw
at least once. I think I've seen the first one a couple of times. I think the other two I've only seen once.
So why don't we begin with Rogue One? Because technically that would be at the very beginning of all of them.
No.
Well, that's interesting.
No,
that's interesting.
Because Rogue One's between episode 3 and 4.
So
So on the sort of canon timeline, it does come first.
We're not considering
Solo would come first in that scenario.
Are we discussing Solo then?
No, we're just going for the 3. I thought we were.
We can sidechain into Solo and Rogue One.
I'm not sure if Solo's worth discussing.
I know what happened in Rogue One. They're trying to find the plans for the Death Star. So then in episode 4, there's that little gap, and they got it for those plans.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, it was an exciting
I don't think I could be
bang on.
I don't think I could be as concise with the other 3 though.
Right. So episode 9, we've got. I think his name is Poe Dameron. Is that his name? That's his name, Poe Dameron. He's a pilot, right?
Yeah. The guy at the start of the film.
Poe Dameron. Poe
But
Dameron.
that's not episode. He's not in episode 9. He's dead.
Poe Dameron.
I'm pretty sure he's
Poe
dead.
Dameron in episode 7.
Or maybe in episode 9.
Are we beginning at episode 7? So Poe Dameron is at the beginning.
Right.
of episode
Okay.
7.
So we're starting with episode 7. Take us through.
Right.
Will.
Poe Dameron.
Seeing as you seem to know it so well.
Who are we talking about?
I think we're talking about Poe Dameron.
Right.
Come on.
Your guess is as good as mine.
So we're talking about Poe Dameron. That's where it all begins.
Yeah.
Poe Dameron, he is in some desert somewhere.
With a guy in a tent.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's probably somewhere like Tatooine or Dantooine or one of the Uweens, because in Star Wars all of the Uweens are desert planets.
Really?
Pretty much.
Is that a universal rule? I didn't even know that.
Uween is Star Wars.
Like all
desert.
Like all tortoiseshell cats, female. All
I don't know, I've taken my shoe off there. I took my shoe off.
A desert.
Go on, carry on.
Hold on a minute, I've taken one shoe off.
Do you want to
I'll
have
put your
I'll
shoe back
put it back
on.
on.
Do you need nationality? Over there?
We go on down here.
Anyway, yeah, so Poe Dameron in Dantu or Tatu or some Uween of Star Wars.
Neither of the first two were Uweens.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Dantooine.
Tatooine.
He's merely
or
using the prefix,
Yeah.
given that we know the suffix.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
So
obviously.
he's in a hut. He's talking about something. He's talking about something with an old dude. The old dude, I think, gives him something.
A little key.
A little key. Yeah, the key. I remember the key is what they call a holocron. I think.
Man, I can't remember any of this.
Right, if you know like the larger expanded universe,
I thought this was
you can pick out, you can explain what certain items in Star Wars actually are. So in Star Wars, a holocron is basically like a digital device that holds information or navigation coordinates or something like that. And the holocron is a thing that gives Rey the navigation towards the Jedi Temple where she meets Luke at the end. But anyway,
Yeah, man.
Where are we going?
We're jumping.
But anyway, yeah.
We're jumping the stormtrooper's blaster.
Sorry, yeah, okay. So he gives him a holocron. We don't know what's on the holocron. He walks out. Bickety boom! Here comes Kylo.
So he's looking for some. He's looking for some in this.
He's got something that he needs to find.
Bickety boom! Here comes Kylo.
All right,
yeah.
Right.
Bickety boom! Here comes Kylo Ben.
Kylo Ben arrives.
So he's like fuckity fuck! I've got to get to my flight, to my little spaceship. He's running. And he's like,
I feel
I'm
like
not
we're
gonna get
missing
there.
some really important details.
No. I think this is quite essential. This is how the whole thing kicks off.
Are we still we're still in the first scene here, right?
First 5
I
minutes.
think it should be important to note that, harking back to episode 4 here, we've got the little message with Princess Leia.
Yeah, you're my only
in the
hope.
ship. Darth Vader arrives.
Wait, Princess Leia's on the
sends
holocron.
C-3PO running off
She did
and R2,
in A New Hope.
Yeah, I know that. Don't
This-
quiz me on that. I know.
This
we're
first
not.
episode, if we're lost, we
referencing
can
it.
always hark back
So
to
we've got
episode
like-
4 to get back.
No,
on
but
track.
what I'm wondering is who is on this holocron? Is
Right,
it
the
Leia?
holocron.
It's a map.
The holocron is a
It's
map,
a map
to
to,
Luke
to
Skywalker.
Yoda or Luke Skywalker.
It's a map to
yeah.
the first
the
Jedi
new
Temple.
the new Yoda. Yeah.
Yeah. The new Yoda. Yeah. We've got the tall,
Tall,
shiny
shiny.
stormtrooper as well as Kylo
Was she
Ben.
tall or was everyone else just short?
Things aren't always what they seem.
Things aren't always what they seem. Everyone else could have been really short.
What?
Stormtroopers are quite short.
They are.
Aren't they?
As
Oh, but
evidenced
there's
in-
that line,
Am
isn't
I
it?
thinking-
You're short for a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Am I
Very
thinking?
stormtrooper.
Am I thinking instead of those little guys from Doctor Who with the little bulbous round heads in the
Daleks.
Ewoks.
No. Not Daleks or Ewoks.
Cybermen.
No, they're sort of like a sort of an alien.
Oh,
It's about
Sontarans.
Sultarans. Yeah.
No, not Sultarans.
Right.
No, but Sultarans are small. That's what I'm saying.
Sultanas. Yeah, no.
Do you know the Slovene things?
No, Sontarans.
No.
The ones that are obsessed with war and they're like...
Yeah, they've
everything's
got
we're
like,
not
they've
talking
got
about
like
Star
a
Wars.
battle, yeah.
They've got a semicircle
We're not
head.
talking about Star Wars.
No, we're not.
Oh,
No,
the
when-
semi. Yeah, I know. They look like sort of like
Their head perfectly fits in their outfit.
Or
Yeah,
does
I feel
their
like-
outfit perfectly fit on their head?
I feel like the outfit came around the head.
I don't think there's much Sultaran actually under the outfit.
I wouldn't want to see it.
I reckon it's just a guy.
So, Shiny
Shiny
That's the
stormtroopers
Shiny
there with
arrives.
all of the other stormtroopers.
and Kylo Ben.
And Kylo Ben. They're attacking the camp where Poe Dameron met the old dude and got the holocron. Poe Dameron gives the holocron to the droid BB-8.
I remember this bit because it's quite an essential moment in the film because
Yeah.
there's one stormtrooper who has the blood on his face.
And that is Finn.
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise known as the guy from the Magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all making sense.
So Finn's also in this scene. He's one of the stormtroopers where he refuses to fire, and he's freaking out.
Yeah.
But
why?
I think Poe Dameron shoots at Kylo Ben, and Kylo Ben does his first demonstration of his mega new force powers, where he's like, whoa.
Is that when he holds
When he freezes
he makes it... Okay.
Freezes the bolt, and he's just walking about as if the bolt's not even there. He's like, don't know about that bolt.
Because he can sort of turn the force on standby almost, autopilot force.
Yeah, I guess. I don't
He
know.
can just sort of stop it and do other force stuff.
Like
he's got
task forcing.
And he's got enough sort of like brain power to do multiple things.
He's got
There are a plethora of new force powers, I think.
Yeah, he's got triple force.
Do you think that's okay?
Careful in that.
I think it's unavoidable.
Because CGI has just got better.
Yeah.
What, the new force powers are?
They're obviously going to develop it with the way in which technology can produce.
I don't know. I was a bit. I found it exciting in the film that there were new force powers.
I remember.
It seemed like it just everyone before that was just not as good at the force.
Yeah, no.
Was that part of the plot?
I know I'm jumping ahead here, but with this 9th episode, I can recall the feeling of being irritated during the film at some of the.
Are we at 7 or 9?
I'm jumping ahead a bit. I'm just saying that I recall feeling annoyed at some of these new mystical powers that have been introduced.
Yeah, it doesn't seem in keeping, does it?
It was strange because
and it was like
the other films,
it undercut the.
The thing that the other films did well is they created a story where someone came to the Force and then gradually got more powerful as they went along, and then went to the dark side, and eventually came back to the light. They told a whole epic story.
That is what is the plot of the last 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what they did with the trilogy is they started all of the fucking Jedi or Force-wielding characters straight away on level 10 with, like, all of the powers.
Really?
And just being
you don't
like...
think the development was enough? There was no lifting up of rocks.
They didn't lift up their characters at all. And all
Rey does that a bit.
Not really. All she does is stop getting a little bit angry.
Yeah, there's...
Yeah, and then she gets angry
There's no
again.
montage.
Yeah, because episode 5, most of episode 5 of Star Wars is just Luke doing the Force on various things.
Lift a rock when he first gets it.
No, and swinging off various vines.
That's the beauty. He spends less time being a Jedi than being a Jedi in the
Exactly.
films.
And the only epic moment is the Duel of Fate. Oh, no, that's in the first 3. The only epic moment in that whole thing is his final duel with Vader at the end.
Yeah.
Really, that's the only sort of epic lightsaber duel he ever goes into.
Yeah.
So there's one. Whereas Ren's like fighting Kylo Ben, fighting Snoke, fighting Kylo Ben again, fighting Kylo Ben again, fighting Snoke again, fighting Kylo Ben again, fighting Kylo Ben again, and it'll have all these crazy
Didn't she
fucking
fight
duels.
Kylo Ben again after that?
Yeah, I think she fought Kylo Ben again as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's already lightsaber fighting at the end of that episode 7.
And also the fact when she picks up the lightsaber for the first time, bearing in mind she had no idea she was a Jedi or whatever, never had ever used a lightsaber or any weapon like it. She'd used a staff before or whatever, and that was just to walk around, really. I don't think she
scavenge.
She wasn't really a fighter.
Oh, there was scavenging
and then you've got Kylo Ben, who was like, who's essentially at this point a Sith Lord, so he's fucking mega powerful and should be mega good with his lightsaber, and he's not even that good at beating her with a newbie who's just got a lightsaber.
But hold on, we're at the end of the episode here. Let's save her.
Sorry, I'm just very angry.
Very passionate about Star Wars today.
Where were we at then? The man escapes with the plans or the keys. The droid
escapes.
Yeah. No, the bloke escapes with the maps. Oh no, he gets arrested.
Yeah, the droid escapes.
The droid escapes with the map. Like.
Oh, he gets arrested and then he gets taken. Oh,
Poe Dameron becomes part
brings
of him becoming. Yeah, him getting arrested becomes part of the Flynn story, or is that his name? Finn story. Yeah.
Well, we can call him Flynn. If you want to.
And the droid BB-8 goes off and rolls about the desert for a bit, and then eventually bumps into Rey.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then what happens then? So
isn't there
Poe
a bit?
has been arrested. The droid's running about the desert.
Sounds like the end of the story.
I think then we go to. Do we not go to Rey from there inside the egg?
And Rey is inside a crashed Imperial Star Destroyer, scavenging for parts.
Is this on the same planet? Yeah, it is because she meets The droid.
The droid.
Scavenging for parts. Where
Did
she
you
meets
say
the
she was
droid.
with Simon Pegg?
Yeah, Simon Pegg cameos as that freaky like blob alien.
Realistically, in
Does
that,
he?
That's
grumpy
Simon
one,
Pegg.
Yeah.
What, the one that gives them the little food packs?
Yeah, that's Simon. Pegg.
yeah, that
They look
bit of
gross
Ray,
as well.
that first bit of Ray
Yeah, he
didn't
didn't
really have
age too
anything
well.
going on with it, to be honest.
Huh?
She's scavenging in the Star Destroyer, then she meets a droid, and then she goes back and like tries to sell stuff. They haven't
And then
really
the guy's
built up her
like,
character at all.
having
in that
these,
first
the
bit.
stormtroopers looking for the droid,
Yes.
and the bloke's like, "Can I buy the droid?" And she's like, "No, the droid's with me."
Mhm.
And then,
By hap chance.
so at this point, Poe and the stormtrooper Flynn
Yep.
have escaped.
Yep.
And they come back down to the planet. And the stormtrooper's like, "Why are we going back there? That's madness because we've just been there." But
I don't want to go back there. He probably said.
Yeah, he's like, I think he says, I don't want to go back there. But then Poe's like, we should go back there, and they go back there, and then
And when they get there, he says, "I didn't."
and then
want to be
they
here."
land, and then Flynn gets exploded by the Poe gets exploded by the sand.
Poe blows up.
Yeah, he blows up after they've landed. They did a fine landing, and then the sand eats the ship and blows it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unexplained why that ship started getting eaten by the sand.
And Flynn
Was
goes,
it a
"Oh,
Sarlacc?
now."
No,
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe.
He
Who knows?
takes his.
Just a bit of Star Wars.
He
isn't
goes
it?
and takes.
Yeah, a
his
bit of
jacket.
Star Wars. We're fine with that.
Flynn goes.
He
and
gets
takes
his jacket. Yeah.
The cheek.
Yeah.
The absolute cheek.
Steals
He
a
takes
dead
whose
man's
jacket?
jacket.
The guy that got him out of this thing as a stormtrooper and got him down to this planet.
He's like, right,
Goes and
I'm
takes
free
his
now. I'll have
jacket.
that jacket. Yeah.
Mm.
What, so the whole way when he was saving him, he was just eyeing up the jacket?
I guess so. Yeah.
So
I would not be
the guy was
surprised.
saving him, he was like, should anything go wrong, I'm having the jacket.
I wouldn't
First
be
thing I
surprised.
do.
I really wouldn't be surprised because he was saying, "Look, mate, I don't want to go down here."
It's
I
quite
don't want to
possible.
go
Yeah.
I don't want to go
Yeah.
down there, and all the while he's sat there thinking, I like that cotton.
Yeah.
What, so he's telling the guy, land, knowing full well that he might be able to get his jacket.
Is that a
Yeah.
42-inch waist he's up there thinking? Chest, sorry.
Also, we don't know what the fashions
I
are in
reckon
Star
he's
Wars.
smaller
That could have
than
been a
42,
very
36 maybe.
high fashion jacket that Dameron
It could
was
have been.
wearing.
It could have been really, really rare.
I know. He's
Could have
thinking
been a rare
that's like
jacket.
that's
Yeah.
an original
So you're saying
fourth
that
movie
Bo,
jacket that you've got
Poe,
on there.
Poe hasn't,
Poe Dameron.
as well as being really good at being a pilot and fighting for the resistance,
Yeah.
he's also got an eye for unique fashion.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and in
Well,
particular,
all-
Rare
you know,
and
all he's had
collectible
to wear
fashion.
this whole time is stormtrooper uniform, and he's like, "That's a nice jacket," and like, I'm tired of wearing.
Wait, are
this.
we talking about
that's
Finn
exactly
or
it.
Poe?
That is
No,
exactly.
Flynn steals
That's
Poe's
such a good
jacket.
point.
That is exactly it.
You know,
He's not had an identity, and him taking the jacket is him trying to build
Get
his
an
own
identity.
identity.
Yeah.
Well
yeah,
done,
yeah.
Ev.
It's a cool jacket.
Well done. I feel like I understand
I'm
that
a
part of the
person
film
now.
now.
Yeah. I'm not just wearing the old
So
white
what I
kicks.
thought was
That was
initially like a bit of like kind of
got
like
lighter.
backhanded theft. I
It
think
got
I've
lighter.
completely misunderstood this.
No, it's quite
Actually-
deep.
I-
It's
actually
very
turns
deep.
out
At the
Yeah.
beginning, I
Yeah.
did think it was backhanded theft.
I came at it from a theft angle.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
But through digesting the
It could also be
information
because
that
of
was
his,
presented
his
to us.
reverence of Poe as well.
Is it
Yeah.
got lighter?
It's like
I thought right,
this
okay,
sort of,
I
this
I,
cool
I'm
guy
actually glad he
was-
took the jacket.
I tuned out
Have you
for a
got
bit
lighter?
and
Yeah,
I thought he
later.
stole the jacket of another stormtrooper. So I thought he took
No,
off
no.
his. Well, I thought it was Poe stealing the jacket of a stormtrooper. So
No.
I was a bit confused.
It
Shows
was-
how
it
little
was
I know about
Flynn.
these films.
It was Flynn trying
Right.
to reclaim his identity.
Yeah.
And is Jar Jar Binks in this bit?
No.
You're not in for later.
What was his name previously before it was Finn though? Because Finn was like an abbreviated version of his alphanumerical name. Because he was given an
FN.
It was
alphanumerical.
like FN27.
FN27. That's exactly how. Yeah.
How
And
do
he
you
ended
guys
up-
know that?
I don't know. That was a wild graph.
Was it because he was 27 years old?
No, I don't
Like,
think
we
it
knew
was
like the number of which he was acted out or something.
But where did he come from?
I think it stood for Fat Man 27. He was a 27th Fat Man when I picked up that day.
No, it's an M. It's not M. It's like fat nun.
So
Yeah, that's it.
where did he come from? Was he genetically engineered?
Fat Nun.
No,
Aren't the clones just all
No,
clones
because this is a point that's discussed. It's like because the clones are originally engineered, but the stormtroopers are not. They're people who are taken at a young age and then...
But the clones look like the stormtroopers.
No,
Clones are
the
clones.
outfits are slightly different though, but the stormtroopers are like enlisted from birth.
The clones their clones all eventually died out because the Emperor decommissioned the cloning thing in Camino. For some strange reason, they don't really explain it all that well. I think he just didn't like
Just
the
got a
idea.
bit bored of it. I mean, the repetitiveness
I
of
think he
clones.
didn't
You
like
at least
the
want
idea
one
of the
who's
clone
going to
army.
defect.
He didn't like the idea of a clone army or something like that. And then obviously the clones are all they have that genetic acceleration with their aging, so they all died out quite quickly after Order 66.
What does an old clone look like?
I don't know.
What happens to them when
There
they
was
get
actually a clone that lived quite old called Fives, and he had a bald head and like a sort of white Friar Tuck haircut with a white beard. They basically look
Really?
like they look like old versions of Jango Fett because he was the original template for the clones.
But he was always
Right.
Oh no, he wasn't. He wasn't.
So, Flynn and Poe.
Jacket.
He's got the jacket.
He's got the jacket.
Which we
And this is when he bumps
was a good
into
thing.
Yeah.
Ray, and it's like, isn't that the droid they're looking for? Ray's like, these aren't the droids you're looking for.
How would he
Did
know
she
that?
say
though?
that?
How would he know
No,
that?
but like, you know, it's...
How would he know that that was the
They're all
droid that
looking
they were
for
looking
droids.
for?
They've said it with their eyes.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a reference that was never said to that, I would say.
Would you say?
And they
I don't know.
become friends because of this vague connection.
Oh, and then at this
Or
point,
the Force or something.
I think at this point, doesn't Poe Dameron just suddenly miraculously reappear?
No, not
No, I
no,
think
no,
he
no,
comes back
doesn't.
later. He's like right at the end of the
Much
episode. He's like,
later.
"Hey, that's my jacket."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ray's
It's like,
trying
oh, it
to.
looks good on you.
Oh, 5 minutes after he's nicked his jacket, he's back.
Poe's
No.
arc through the
He comes
episode
back.
is I
No,
lost
yeah,
my
sorry.
jacket at the start of the episode, and then I found my jacket at the end.
So what? All
And
he
then
was
he
doing.
blows up the Death Star,
What was he doing in the meantime?
looking for his jacket.
Do you
Yeah.
think?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, so, yeah.
Either that, or he was in H&M, just like looking him up, like trying to find a new one.
No,
Couldn't replace it.
the whole, when we don't see him, then I think we can assume that he's gone. My jacket isn't here. I need to go and look for it.
Because of his love of vintage,
Yeah.
unique fashion.
Could be.
And he goes all the way
But-
back up to the
So you're saying
ship.
he's not desperately trying to get back to the Resistance? He's desperately looking for his jacket.
Yeah, that's the
Or he
only-
could be getting back to the Resistance. And then
Bit of
maybe
both.
The jacket
Looking
was a
at
happenstance.
retracing his steps, maybe.
He's
Could
not
be
actually
like-
with the Resistance. The Resistance just loaned him the jacket on the condition that he helped them, and he'll get the jacket.
So
to
they
keep.
owned the jacket, but then they said anyone that wears this jacket needs to work for the Resistance.
It
No,
could be
no,
like,
he said,
it
"I
could be
really want
sort
that
of thing When you
jacket."
go to town and then you lose your watch, and then you go back to town and you're like, oh, that's me.
He said, "I really want that jacket," and they said, "You can have this jacket if you work for us, and if you do a job for us, and then after you've done the job for us, you can have the jacket to keep."
That's why he wants to keep the jacket.
So that's why he's trying to find the jacket. He's like, "Shit,
Because
it's not
otherwise
even
it's-
my jacket. It's actually the rebellion's jacket. They're gonna fuck me up." He's
Like,
Right,
the
"Jacket."
rebellion.
I'd
I'd
like
be
to point out
calling them the
we're
Resistance.
already half an
Yeah,
hour
it's
in,
Resistance,
and
yeah.
Poe's only just lost his jacket.
Yeah.
We're nearly an hour in.
Half an
Oh,
hour
right.
in, and Poe's just lost his jacket.
Right, yeah, we need Swifty.
Hey, we're doing pretty damn well though.
Yeah, but so Finn and Ray
Well,
try
Will
to...
knows exactly the whole film, basically.
I didn't realise that you knew so much about these movies. Well,
I'll just remember him all of a sudden.
Okay, well, he's lost his jacket.
Yeah.
okay, go on then. What's next then?
So when Finn
no.
bumps into Ray, I can't
It's
really...
happened again.
I can't
I've
really...
got my fingers stuck in the bottle.
No, it'll come out.
Oh, I got from
It is coming out. It is coming out.
Relax it.
Relax. Relax.
Yeah, so after that, I can't remember what really happens in the market area, but Ray and Finn eventually steal a ship.
It's got to happen at least once.
I think I remember what happened in
It's
the
not just
market
any
area.
ship. It's not just any goddamn ship.
It's the Millennium
Of course it
Falcon.
is.
Falcon.
I remember what happened in the market.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a minute. What happened in the market?
Nothing.
No, I remember.
It's not important. No,
Oh, yeah, who cares?
I
No,
can remember what
take
happened in the
chances.
market.
Go
the
on,
important thing is that go on. What happened in the market?
Well, various aliens and Larry creatures were selling and buying wares. Right. Ray was walking through past all of these aliens and such, and she was going to get some food cards for the shit she scavenged.
Was she looking quite concerned?
And Finn was chasing her between all the markets, right? And he
Little
was
bit
going,
of-
"Oh, please stop walking away from me." And she was like, "I don't care about you. I don't even know you. I I just want to go and get some more of that disgusting grub from Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
And he was going, no, please stop. I need that robot. And she was going, no, absolutely under no circumstances. I'm hungry now. That's what's going on.
In the sort of like the sort of typical Woody Allen humor.
But there was a lot of weird shit going on. Stuff I couldn't even explain.
But then, and
Flynn, that's the point.
And Flynn says he's a member of the rebels. He's a rebel.
Yes.
Because he's wearing the jacket.
Because he's got the jacket on it.
And he says, look, I'm
and Ray's
part
like,
of the resistance.
that's a rebel jacket, yeah.
Oh, so it's a standard issue jacket.
And then she says, nice,
I don't know, maybe...
She says, nice jacket.
Does she?
She
says, nice jacket, but I don't want to talk to you.
She says, nice jacket, mate.
The whole is chaos theory, isn't it? The whole opening of these films can be pinned to the whereabouts of this jacket.
Yeah. So that's
It's
good.
used a lot.
No,
It's
I'm
the
glad that we
catalyst
went
of the
back
whole
over the
adventure.
market because I feel like it's important.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for the jacket...
The real story is the jacket, really. It's not what's going on around it. It's the jacket. That's what people don't understand.
The jacket.
It's the linchpin.
Episode 7 is a Star Wars... is a sci-fi film about a jacket.
A guy who loses his jacket.
Gets it stolen.
And all the things that happen
And then
in between.
eventually gets it back at the end. But the jacket has been on quite an adventure
on
in
the
the
end,
meantime.
Yeah.
Without
More
him.
than he has.
It's your typical young...
Oh, fuck.
It's your typical
It's
Young's
got beer all
hero's
over
journey,
myself.
but it mixes it up because Young's hero is not, at this point, a young boy in a
A
village.
man's
It's a
love
jacket.
affair with quality fashion is what that film is.
Okay, moving on to the next film.
No, that's... okay, yeah. I think it's worth...
I think that pretty much sums up the
It does,
first one.
yeah. I think it's worth...
Right.
coming
No,
to-
hold on. I've remembered something.
What?
There's a bit when they go to a jungle cafe.
Oh, it's a jungle bar.
It's a jungle bar.
But they haven't met Han Solo yet.
It doesn't matter because
Han
there's an
Solo's there
alien
with
that
the-
has glasses that don't connect in the middle, they connect around the back. And she's got a box with Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in it.
Yeah. They get the lightsaber, they get Solo and Chewie. Solo gets killed by Ben.
No, at the end.
Yeah, eventually. And then, and this is the bone that I have to pick, is the big death planet that they've built.
Good idea, to be fair.
Yeah, but okay, so
How do they
let's
move
let's
that
take.
around?
If you could build your own death planet, would you? Question.
Well, no, not really. I don't think I would build.
If
my
I
own death
could,
planet.
Death
if
Star,
I could.
the thing with the Death
That's the
Star,
big question, though.
The thing with the Death Star is the fact that the Death Star could be relocated. It was a space station, but
No,
the thing
but
with
the
the
death
Death
planet can shoot for miles and miles.
Yeah, it just shoots every other planet and just destroys them all.
No, but the bone that I had to pick is to take Rogue One. The whole film is based around them trying to get the plans for the Death Star, and then Episode 4 is them trying to destroy the Death Star. Episode 7 is not really about the Death Planet, but just at the end of the episode, for some reason, they've built this machine that's like maybe 10 times bigger than the Death Star.
It's like a terraforming.
And can destroy a whole solar system at once. And considering the Empire had been destroyed at the end of Episode 6, and this is like a new, smaller group that's arisen,
Question.
How
have they done that?
How the fuck have they built this thing that's a million times bigger than the Death Star?
Everyone was singing and dancing.
It's just ridiculous.
Resources.
But they do that
Resources.
again. They do that again with the fucking Emperor's massive fleet that he's built.
Oh, the Ghost Fleet
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
They do
I
that.
reckon that was always going on in the background, though.
That's more understandable than the Death Planet. And also, they destroy the Death Planet like that. They didn't have to get the plans for it to destroy it. They were like, oh, there's probably a hole in it somewhere. Let's just fly in.
And shoot
like
it.
we did last time. They didn't fix that. Well, that's convenient. Considering that's how it got blown up last time, you'd think they would have fixed it. Oh, but no, we'll just shoot
There's
it there
always
again and then it explodes.
Alf, I quote Leonard Cohen when I say, everything has a hole in it. That's how the light gets
I mean,
in.
when the people wrote the fucking
Right.
scripts for these
I
films,
mean,
did they actually think that these would be good ideas?
Yes.
Did they actually read it and go,
Because
that sounds
they-
great?
Well, they didn't count on people like us to pick holes in them.
They didn't. They weren't. They tried to.
Okay, plot
they tried
twist,
to,
guys.
They tried to pass the jacket by people's eyes and not us.
Yeah, plot twist, guys. What if the people that making Star Wars are doing it so they make enough revenue to build their own Death Star?
Well, I think.
What, Disney?
Silence.
After I do believe
the Disney Death Star.
After Empire Strikes Back came out in cinemas, the Pentagon actually got loads of letters from people in the US asking them to build a Death Star, and they had to publish officially that they couldn't build a Death Star.
They would not.
Because, they were like, no.
Guys, we're not doing that.
They were like, sorry, no, we can't build a Death Star because it would cost like in excess of like $13 billion.
That's the only reason they gave.
Yeah, because they didn't have
the only reason they gave is because they didn't have enough money.
Yeah, pretty
so
much.
it's fully within the realm of possibility.
I reckon they could build it. If the Chinese started to try to build a Death Star, the Americans would be alright, we've got to build a Death Star.
Then we'd have two,
make it bigger.
which would be a nightmare.
Yeah, they build.
So you're saying we could be heading towards a situation in which we have a sort of Cold War of Death Stars. Not nuclear weapons, but two sort of like new moons in the sky that are slowly being built, and it's almost like seeing a running poll of the both countries.
Yeah.
And the one that finishes it first, they win.
At least you wouldn't have to turn on the telly to see what's going on.
No, you just look up into the sky and be like, oh, America's doing well.
Wow.
China's has really come along in the last week. I wonder who will win. I'm going down the bookies now.
Yeah. Oh.
Someone in America, they've been doing nights.
Yeah. They've been working overtime in America because they're like half a semicircle done.
Oh shit! It looks like the Americans are plugging theirs in.
Oh yeah. See, it could happen.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Disney.
What you reckon?
Might get there first.
Disney's the sort of root of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Disney's the root of everything.
Well, it's just a matter of time until some sort of private business owns a weapon of mass destruction. I think Disney might get there first.
I think Tesla's already got there. To be honest.
Have they? Well, they got.
SpaceX is a private company, and I'm pretty sure they've probably got some sort of weapon of mass destruction.
Do they have a nuke?
Probably got some sort of spatial weapon, considering Elon Musk and his spaciness. And that artificial intelligence thing that he's building, that could very well be considered a weapon.
Shit.
Essentially.
So, Tesla.
Let's not forget about them.
So not China versus America at all. Tesla versus Disney.
Tesla versus Sainsbury's.
I'll be honest.
That's the way it's looking on it. That's the way it's looking.
That's terrifying.
I did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
I didn't either. But
Disney
here we are.
Tesla.
So if this is what we've discovered from just looking at this first episode.
What's going to happen in episode 8?
We know that they're both techie as well. Walt Disney had himself cryogenically frozen, so we know he's going to come back at some point.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
Oh. The palp.
The palp, yeah.
Oh, palp is going to be back.
Yeah. Walt palp.
Walt palp.
And it's similar to Han Solo getting...
Darth Disney.
Darth Disney, Disney, General Walt.
So does that
General
make Tesla
Walter
the Jedi?
Team.
Walter Team.
Can't make Tesla the Jedi, surely. I think Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla the Jedi. Which one is the bad side?
The
one that made
ones
cartoons.
That always wear black and have red lightsabers.
Yeah, but which one are they, Disney or Tesla?
Oh, interesting.
Because Disney, they make thrilling cartoons for us all.
Here's a question though. In real life, are there any good guys?
That's the question. Maybe they're just hold on.
Yeah, but actually thinking about
maybe
it,
they're both teaming together to build a Death Star.
Or Disney actually made a Darth Mickey figure, and Mickey is basically like Walt Disney. So they made a Darth Mickey figure, but I don't think they ever made
It's
a
called
Jedi.
Darth Mickey?
Yeah, I don't think they ever made a Jedi Mickey figure. So they never portrayed Mickey Mouse as a good person. They portrayed him as a dark person.
Always needs that fucking...
And Mickey Mouse was Walt Disney, basically. He is Walt
Disney. They're big. He was a big anti-Semite, wasn't he, Walt Disney?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So maybe that.
Nazi
that spells it out, because isn't it something to do with sort of an analogy of the Nazis?
The stormtroopers.
The Nazis are the stormtroopers.
Yeah. So
and I'd say these new films they carry on echoing it even more so than the original ones.
Was it the First Order?
When the First Order, when they have their rallies and the way they're all laid out with the flags and everything, it's like a big Nazi.
So
parade,
you're saying Disney, a company that at its very root could be deemed
Nazi on YouTube, but I don't know. I think
definitely allowed.
Disney, a company that at its very root could be deemed.
Yeah.
I watched a video that had to call them the Patsies because their first one got taken down because they were calling them Nazis. But
And
it was a video about things being taken down, about well, it was about Shostakovich being silenced for not having artistic license.
I'm sure you can say.
But then YouTube took it down in his first video because he said Stalin and Nazi in it.
I'm in no way saying
but I
that
just
the
said all of
Nazis
those things
were
that he
in
said.
any way good.
No,
I'm just saying it's
obviously,
interesting that Disney, a company that at its very root, Walt Disney, the man who funded it, was an anti-Semite, should buy the Star Wars franchise, which is a thing basically about people fighting Nazis.
Yeah.
It's curious.
Yeah. With lightsabers.
I mean, it's about other things as well.
Like jackets.
It's sort of about, like, it's about sort of like Buddhist monks fighting.
Okay, well, think back, episode 1. There's so many stereotypes in episode 1.
What, episode 4 or episode 1?
Episode 1. You mean the Phantom Menace?
Phantom Menace.
With the shopkeeper.
The shopkeeper is a horrible stereotype, and that Jar Jar Binks, he feels like a stereotype.
The little bat wings and bat wings and trunk.
Yeah,
it's a horrible stereotype.
Like the cartoons,
the red dice, blue dice.
Yeah.
Guy.
What?
Like the cartoons, and he's a gambler as well.
They have to go get a part for this.
And he's money grabbing.
Oh yeah.
It's when they do the pod
It's
race.
horrendous.
Oh yeah.
When Anakin bets on his life, basically. No, he does the thing. Qui-Gon Jinn does the thing with the dice, makes.
And nothing needs to be said about Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, and nothing does. Although I do enjoy what's he called as the Underwater King.
Boss Nass.
No, not Boss Nass. No, but who plays him?
Oh.
Beardy man. I've got a very peculiar foot, man. You know that guy?
Peculiar foot? What?
I've got a very interesting toe. You know that guy?
I thought I knew the guy until you said
English actor.
Foot.
English actor. He does a lot of plays.
Are you talking about the actor?
Yeah. He voices him. Yeah.
Well, not.
He's maybe called Bill or Bob. No.
Not the guy.
Beardy. He's beardy. He's got a big beard.
Yeah, not the big guy, not the guy you like.
Brian Blessed.
Hospital bed.
Yeah.
Blessed. Yeah, Stardust. Blessed.
Yeah, he's played by Brian Blessed, the Underwater King.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I wish he was in it more, to be honest.
He gives a great speech at the end.
Anyway, did we cover episode 7?
So, yeah, I feel like episode 7's pretty covered.
Yeah.
So what was the moral story of episode 7?
Don't
lose your jacket.
Don't lose your jacket.
Don't lose your jacket, but also...
No, lose your jacket. Lose your jacket. But find it again.
Lose your jacket, because it goes twofold.
Lose your
Stormtrooper
jacket.
could pick it up and feel better about himself.
Because a
But
Nazi,
if you
a
know where
Nazi
you're
might
leaving-
find your jacket, and then he'd be like, maybe the Nazis are bad.
Yeah. I put this jacket on and I feel good.
So you're saying I should just basically go put my jacket outside?
Depends what side you want to be on.
Perhaps the moral of the story is get a good jacket.
Yeah.
That if you lose it, it will do good.
If you see a good jacket lying around, don't hesitate to steal it.
Yeah, that's a good jacket. Let's give this jacket a life of its own.
That's a great moral. That's a great moral for a film to have, steal a jacket. You might just save the universe.
Yeah, well.
Episode 7, that's pretty
polished
good
off.
to me.
How does it end?
She fucking meets Luke on that mountain.
Harrison Ford or
dies.
What's his name? Bill.
Han Solo.
Bill.
Kylo Ben.
Ben Solo.
Bill Murray, dies.
Oh yes, Bill Murray dies. Right.
Could have been.
And then Chewbacca, he was fine, wasn't he?
Chewie's always fine.
He was a bit upset.
They can't kill off Chewie, all the kids will cry.
Yeah.
Oh no, my mate Han Solo's died.
But seemingly no more annoyed than when he might get captured by, say, a stormtrooper or anything.
You can't really tell anymore.
Yeah, no, he has no real personality depicted.
They've taken the personality, sort of very much away from Chewbacca.
He just sort of shouts and screams.
Chewbacca is effectively the new Jar Jar Binks in the extended.
Just full comedy.
No, he's not that hated.
Well, no,
C-3PO, where's he amongst all of this?
C-3PO is hanging around.
But he's got
R2's been switched off. C-3PO's got a red arm.
But he's not in it all that much.
R2 comes back to life at the end, and he's like, I know where Luke is. And then Rey goes to find Luke, and she meets Luke. And it's like, this is your lightsaber, Luke.
And he looks at it.
And then we go to episode 8, and she gives him his lightsaber, and Luke's like...
That is the bit that annoyed me the most.
He threw it in the ocean?
Yeah.
as soon as I watched that, I was like, right, well, these next two films.
Even Mark Hamill himself was like, I hated the way they depicted Luke.
It's awful, man. Like Luke's
he was like, Luke would never do that.
The first time you ever see him in a new scene in Star Wars films,
he chucks a lightsaber in the ocean.
He sees a lightsaber.
You see,
don't get me wrong, it's very important.
I would like to say that
I don't care what sort of weird reclusive front he's putting up. That lightsaber means a lot. He just loves it.
I would say that this is the element of episode 8 that I actually quite liked myself, because, and I wish they'd gone with it. The reason I think it fell down in my mind is they didn't take this further, because they had this whole thing of what's happened before wasn't the right way to do things, and Luke being like, there's a good side and a bad side, but this isn't how it works. You have to strike a balance between the two, or else we're always going to be in the same scenario.
They should have expanded on the grey Jedi thing.
And it was like it was building towards something quite interesting, where there was going to be, and then Kylo Ren sort of joining forces again with the good side and being like this kind of halfway point and becoming quite interesting and like kind of turning the other films on their head, but in a way I didn't mind, because it was kind of going in a quite interesting direction.
Wasn't there like?
But then what they did is they sort of hinted at this direction,
just the character that was
but
weird.
then they went just back to the other original Dark and Light thing.
Yeah.
At the end, very quickly,
He puts
like
on his
they
old
did it
outfit.
in the editing, but not the filming. And then it was like, what was the point of that whole development? Luke may as well have held onto the lightsaber in the beginning.
I'd also like to point out the fact
because it makes it more annoying that he threw the lightsaber away for nothing.
I'd
just
also
Luke
like
being an
to,
idiot for some. He just all of a sudden he'd lost his mind.
Wait,
mind.
hold on. I've got a few points. I got a few points to add.
Yeah, go on.
One on the throwing away the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Maybe he did that as a test, because doesn't she go down and get it?
She does go down and get it, yeah.
Right, and then second point.
It wasn't
weren't there
test,
some like
it was
really,
poor writing.
He wasn't
really
he
mad
wasn't
sort of
interested in
like
tests then.
owl-like kiwi birds that lived on that island?
They could have all been cut from the movie.
Because they were novelty characters.
Yeah, you're right.
It was
And
just,
people were like,
screen pap.
They were toys.
Screen pap, exactly. They were screen pap creatures.
Sweet
Yeah, throughout the whole episode, there were just
Yeah.
little things popping up on the screen, like adverts across the bottom. Like,
Yeah,
you
being
might be able to buy this toy later on.
I'd also like
Were
to
they a
point
toy?
out.
Oh mate, that's what I was saying. They're basically in a film. They're basically just they act as a toy. They're like the kid sees it and goes oh, and then they see it in a shop and they go oh.
I'd like to point
it's,
out.
it's as bad as like a character drinking like a cold Coca-Cola in a film. You know?
What, those little creatures are as bad
it's
as,
just,
as Coca-Cola?
It's
product placement for a product that exists.
It's like scrolling adverts across the bottom of the screen.
Stupid. Yeah, I'd also
I
like
didn't
to
mind
point
them.
out the fact that
I found them unfunny.
in the extended series,
in fact, I'll go on right here.
In the extended films, they, midichlorians. Midichlorians were an actual biological life form, which gave someone their ability with the Force, a connection to the Force.
Yeah,
We
know that.
Disney removed midichlorians from the film. They just, for no apparent reason, decided that midichlorians, because Google it.
You can't.
No googling.
No,
Put
can't
your
Google.
phone down.
Well, I can't quote the specific source, but I've read a lot of that people ripping the shit about these films as well.
You can't just do that. Like you can't just remove a very important part of.
They did.
I'm not really sure what this part is.
They changed it so that it wasn't about midichlorians. It was just about magic.
Midichlorians, like Yoda has, like what, like
because at the
loads
end
of them?
but at the end of the series, Finn suddenly decides that he wants to be a Jedi. It's about anyone can be a Jedi.
Like anyone could be a capitalist.
Yeah.
That's not right in terms.
They removed the midichlorian thing because it was not inclusive enough, basically.
It's the American dream.
They removed the midichlorian cult because it wasn't inclusive enough. It was all about anyone could be a Jedi if they put their mind to it, basically. And at the very end, after Finn's witnessed everything happen, at the very end of all the films, he looks up to the sky and they sort of do something with the camera that implies that he's like, right, yeah, I'm going to become the next Jedi.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that you can't just become a Jedi. You have to be called on. But in the new films, didn't fucking matter as long as you were magic.
Yeah.
I think the original idea.
And
of
you
Jedi
can learn
was-
magic. It's just a joke.
The midichlorians were like a sort of a life form.
Yeah.
The Jedi.
The midichlorian things
But
was
the
a real
midichlorian-
spanner in the works because the original idea of the Force is supposed to be something that's is internal and external at the same time. It's
exactly
it's that other thing that we all know is real.
It's
deep
like
down.
So
then all of a sudden, no, it isn't. It's something in your blood.
I think the midichlorians are effectively like the soul of things, the things that give things soul, and because they say the midichlorians are in everything, like plants, animals, everything, even in people.
Yeah.
But I think
a plant could be a Jedi.
No, but I don't know if it was biological. Yeah. I think in the comics there are cases of like just plants and certain objects being really, really high in midichlorians, like rock was really, really high in midichlorian count.
What if you...
And I could speak, and the rock was sentient.
Wait.
No, seriously.
Wait.
Seriously.
Wait, the rock was a Jedi?
No, the rock was... It wasn't necessarily a Jedi, but it was really high. Just because something's high in midichlorians doesn't mean it's a Jedi.
But it
just means it's really well connected.
It was such a powerful rock with the Force that it could talk.
No, it's basically just a big gemstone that had loads of midichlorians in it, so it was really strong.
Well, like the lightsaber crystals, aren't they?
Yeah, like kyber crystals. Yeah. It was a massive kyber crystal. That's exactly what it was. Kyber crystals.
Which is what the Death Star's powered with.
What did it say?
Which is why its beam is green, because it's a kyber crystal. So why is the Death planet, its beam was red, wasn't it?
Because the Emperor actually decommissioned all of the kyber crystals. He destroyed them all after the Jedi fell in Order 66 because he didn't want anybody to be able to actually create another lightsaber. And he started synthetically producing his own kyber crystals to use. Yeah.
The ones that the baddies' lightsabers are made of.
Yeah. But the original red in colour in a kyber crystal came from when a Sith Lord would go and hunt down a Jedi, kill the Jedi, and then he would take out the kyber crystal from their lightsaber and like torture it until it changed to the colour red, and then he put it in his own lightsaber, and that would be his baptism into the dark
Kylo
side.
Ben's lightsaber.
You know so much more than I thought you would, Will.
Mate, I've watched all of the films. I've watched most of the series. I've watched a lot of like trivia and a lot of like YouTube videos that were probably over an hour long in some cases. I know a lot of shit.
I've not done that.
I'm absolutely blank on episode 8.
Same.
I'm pretty blank. We're still on episode 7 though, and we've only got to Luke throwing away the lightsaber.
Oh yeah.
But what else happens in the episode apart from the shit on that island?
So I don't know. This is what we got to
Luke
break
away
down.
the
The stuff
lightsaber
we
is
don't
episode
know.
8. We're in episode 8. Right,
Yeah. I can't remember.
So we got the island and Luke and Raya. The lightsabers are thrown away, but they're doing the classic training process supposedly.
Yeah.
And the other side of things is you have the rebels and the Empire. The First Order. And the First Order are really cracking down on the rebels, I seem to remember, and they're trying to escape, and it's like just a small amount of the rebels are left, and they're being chased by the First Order.
That's the whole of episode 8 is the fleet is being chased.
The whole thing takes place while this fleet is being chased.
And this is the ridiculous Leia scene that should not have made it.
And
anywhere near that film.
Kylo Ben shoots the rebel ship with his big laser gun right at Leia. He sees Leia and he's like,
because Leia's his mum.
Yeah, it's like,
which is weird.
Yeah, take this, Mum. Yeah,
exactly. I'm pretty sure they scripted that bit in.
It might have been in the film actually. I don't remember it too well, but
realistically, if you think about episode 8,
take this, Mum.
Yeah, if you think about episode 8, there's actually nothing to say about that film apart from that they were just being chased for the whole thing.
It's cat and mouse, that film.
Yeah,
there were a few bits in. He shoots
Wasn't
Leia.
Ron Weasley's brother in it?
You're damn right he was.
Yeah, he was.
Now we've.
So was Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig was a stormtrooper.
He was in the 7th as well.
I think.
Okay. Ron Weasley's brother was in it.
What's his name? But he's the werewolf.
Oh, him, yeah.
Is he the werewolf?
No, he's not a werewolf.
Who does he play in it?
He plays the little general that just can't get anything fucking done.
Yeah.
Oh,
the really
angry chap.
The really sarky general.
Yeah. Eve dies probably, doesn't he?
He's sort of the Mike Pence to the Trump of...
Yeah.
What was the deal with
Trump of Kylo
cameos in that film? What was the point?
I can't really remember a lot of the things. So Leia does the Superman thing and then goes into stasis.
Yeah.
And then the lady with the purple hair goes in charge.
Some weird like Hunger Games cross character stuff going on there.
Yeah, Poe and the purple hair lady are having this constant power play.
Stuff.
And it turns out Poe was just being a bit of an arse.
Wait, who?
Actually, she was a hero.
Yeah.
Who?
Poe. The jacket.
No, I know who Poe is.
Purple hair lady. Purple
Does he
hair.
have a new jacket in episode 8?
I don't.
Or does he get a refurb of the one that was stolen from him? And because I don't think
I think it all depends on what jacket Finn's wearing.
I think Flynn got a new jacket.
Flynn?
Yeah.
He's called Flynn.
Wait, Finn or Flynn?
Oh yeah, it was Flynn. It was Flynn.
Is it Flynn?
He's got a new jacket.
Flynn or Finn?
Oh, I can't fucking remember his name.
Doesn't he go back to being a stormtrooper in this film at one point?
Don't know.
Or is that in the first one?
Oh yeah, he does, because him and Poe have to rescue Rey because she gets kidnapped by Kylo Ben and he's torturing her to find out where Luke is, I think.
Yeah.
I want to find out where the zany
this is-
characters were in this film.
So, because there's also the bit when they go down to the Gamble planet, and they have the Harry Potter sequence.
Oh. This is what I mean about the Hunger Games kind of
It was
crossover
Harry
in this film.
Potter crossover, because they have Ron Weasley's mate in it, and they have those like Harry Potter animals on the
on the table,
and they all ride around on them through the big grassy fields.
Oh, you're right.
Like,
what?
Like
Yeah,
when
they
they
ride around on
the
owls.
griffins or something.
They're big, like horsey creatures, but like
But
camel
the animation
horses.
of them just looks straight out of Harry
They're
Potter.
camel horses.
Yeah.
I think we can go.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
I have zero memory of this bit. So, they go down
Picture
to a
big,
planet.
grandiose golden casino on a beachfront.
Yeah. Lots of zany characters.
Think Hunger
Didn't
Games.
mind the zany
Think Harry
characters.
Potter. Think like every sort of weird. It's
Right.
like a big Star Wars bar. That
I have no memory of it, so this is what I'm imagining. The dark side, and then the dark side that go down.
No, the goodies are going down. They're going to try and find someone who
has
can break the code on the
Yes.
Empire's ship.
I remember it.
And
No,
he's
wait,
played
hold
by
on,
that-
They're
that
trying to
guy.
find out.
Wait, hold on.
Or
Let me get back to this. So
Sorry.
I'm imagining sort of Great Gatsby style casino.
Yes.
Yeah, very Gatsby.
You're
yes.
spot on with Great Gatsby.
They're trying to
absolutely
find
spot on.
some bloke who's really good at breaking into things, so they can get on the main ship and rescue Rey.
But
Is
then,
it Rey? But I thought she was training with Luke.
but then they're like, hey, you know what? Let's leave all
I
this
think
behind
Rey
and fly
went-
some griffins.
I think Rey went to.
They fly griffins to escape because they're racing these things around a track.
Oh!
What
we forgot a lot. Ain't there something to do? Because in this one, Rey gets hold of this weird Sith dagger at the very beginning, and the whole thing of it is about her trying to find the place that correlates with the Sith dagger. It's like the thing from the Goonies, where the
Wait,
coins.
what?
The coins correspond to whole. Or is that
Sith?
No, wait.
Sith dagger.
Are you thinking of
Because I
Rogue
remember
One?
a bit when she goes into the ground.
No,
and she
it's like the third one.
lands
Is
in
that
like the
the?
Hall of Mirrors,
Is that the last one?
and
I think you're
she's like
thinking of
talking to her parents. or
No,
something,
it's
but
not
it's
the last one. It is the same one.
Shit,
Right.
does that one open with her parents?
No, but she sees
No,
like her
that's-
parents in this Hall of Mirrors as like
that
a
third one?
as
Yeah.
like a silhouette.
Yeah.
But then she goes closer and it's like a trap or
Guys,
something.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get pissed off, but we started this film in the wrong place. This film starts for her in a little cave with her parents, and then they all get shot.
Yeah, they do.
No. That's Rogue One.
No, shut up. It's not.
No,
a
it's a
cave.
constant flash. Little cave. What the?
What
little
cave?
Oh
They
yeah,
live
no,
in-
yeah,
I
you're
I do
wrong.
feel a little
You're
pissed
wrong
off.
because Rey is actually the granddaughter of Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine.
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But
Right,
this is
I'm
a
fully
revelation
with
that
you.
you get in number 9. It's a revelation you get in number 9, the granddaughter thing.
Yeah.
We don't know this.
Yeah.
No,
actually.
but fucking just shut up and
Who
listen
gets
to me.
shot?
Just listen to me, right?
Tupac.
I can't talk over all of you
Yeah.
and get my point across, all right?
No,
go on.
So I'm gonna just fucking tell you what I remember of the film now,
Right, go.
right? Just shut
Just
up,
say it then.
right? The film opens. I'm talking about episode 8, right?
Yeah, we all are.
And it's sort of like it's raining. I think it might be raining or at least misty, right? And there is an underground little hut, right? And she's like asleep and she's a girl. She's not
That
a
is
woman.
Rogue One, man.
No, it's not.
That is
It is
Rogue One.
not Rogue
No, I
One.
don't think it is. Let the man
No, it
finish.
is. That's
Right, they're
Rogue
in
One.
in an underground hut, and the dad's like, "Oh, God, it's another boring day in the mist."
Yeah.
And the mum's like, "Yeah, it's dead dull living here." And then she's maybe got a rosary bead or some sort
Right.
of like a transitionary object, maybe. And she's like,
it's Rogue One.
That is Rogue One. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's Rogue One.
You're explaining.
Okay. Well,
but carry on then.
Because they killed the
I
mother.
can't remember the start.
I'll carry on because I'm still curious. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're wrong. Go
right.
Get to the end.
And maybe there's an edge of this cut that just looks out into the ocean. I'm not sure. Right.
Yeah, you're right. We're wrong. That's not Rogue One. That is Rey and her parents, because they don't actually explain Rey's parents whatsoever, apart from just giving them that first 5 minutes of the film where they die.
I'm absolutely right.
As Palpatine sends his
then the Goonies come in, right?
In their white jackets.
The greasers, right? They come in, right? And then
like at the start.
And maybe Phasma's there.
I think possibly, yeah.
And she's like, this is a nightmare that you guys are still alive, so we're gonna have to kill you. And they kill the parents. For some reason they don't kill Rey. Maybe she jumps in the ocean, or maybe she hides under a bed, or maybe they take her with her.
No. Rey actually gets saved by a guy called Blaze Malgus or Malbus or something like that.
That is Rogue One, man. He comes and gets her out the hole.
Yeah,
that's
it's
Rogue
true.
One.
Yeah, it is Rogue One. I would like to say that. I know he's jumping ahead again, but if Palp is Rey's grandfather, who is Rey's grandmother, and who the hell would have a kid with Palp?
Yeah. Do you want to take this one, James?
Considering
that's really not.
Considering how he looks as well, we would have had to have had a kid like around the end of episode 6.
Yeah, he would have had to have had a kid when he was tied up to that massive robotic machine in Exegog. In tiny little pieces.
Who's the grandmum? Who's got the weird fetish?
He could have done this. I want to know, because Rey's not. She's not sort of artificial, is she? She's not.
No, because he's got loads of his clones in that warehouse.
I think they actually make Rey actually genuinely 26 in that film as well. Like, she's genuinely 26 years old.
So
whereas every other Jedi is usually over 100.
I think we need to slow down and maybe do some question and answer.
Let's go back maybe to episode. Right, I feel like question and answer.
I would like to ask James how Palpatine reproduces.
How he reproduces?
Yeah. Is it the normal way, or
no?
Is he...
I don't think it's the normal way. I feel like he has some sort of.
I can't
weird...
imagine him hopping on the good foot and doing the bad thing. You know.
No, I can't either.
No.
I think it's he might be separate from the whole process somehow.
Oh shit!
What, he can just sort it out?
He can just. He doesn't want to be involved.
It's more legislative than it is maybe sexual.
Yeah, I agree. That's a perfect.
Mere bureaucracy.
Yeah, it's probably it's just a date on his calendar.
I reckon Palpatine would probably knowing Palpatine, he'd probably have some sort of cloned woman to like birth an embryo in particular like genetic form that he would then.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea of how it
happens.
happens.
Rey's got parents.
Yeah, she's got parents.
folks.
So how does that?
Who seem to not live a normal life, but they
Yeah,
they have a
Rey's
sort of
parents-
nuclear family at some point.
the
You know.
parents-
Well, I think I've got an idea.
So the mother of Rey.
They are depicted at some point in
You
the
might be
film,
a
and
bit
they are
kinky.
shown as being quite young as well, which means that they were
You never
quite
know.
young when
They had
Palpatine
Rey.
had them killed off. Because Rey was only 26 years old by the time the events of the whole films begin.
So Rey could have birthed these lot like during the 5th or 6th episode.
Yeah, which means that Palpatine probably, at the very, very, very most, had his son or his daughter, who then went off and had Rey, at least, probably about at least 70 years before the events of the films began. Which at what point he was definitely in pieces and not even like alive. He was like a machiney, forcey, ghosty thing.
I've got an idea about how he reproduces. I think that he's just walking along the ship one day and just something falls out of his robe and he just says to somebody, "I'll just pick that up, would you?"
Doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I've just dropped something out my robe.
Well, like,
can you just pick that up?
Force.
Well, no, he doesn't even know it's happened. He's just like, "Oh God, what was that?"
Well, he's that virile.
Well, yeah, he's just got his robe on, and then he just feels something hit his ankles, and he's like, "Oh God, get that."
What,
We don't want this place to litter up.
And then the person who's picked it up a few days later, they're like, "Oh, I feel a bit sick in the morning."
I feel
No, he doesn't drop like a sack of sperm. It's the full birth.
Oh, what? He just drops a little embryo out.
He drops a little embryo out, and that's like Rey's mum or dad. And then he just says to one of the guys, maybe it's Ron Weasley's brother, he just says to him, just pick that up because I don't want to deal with that right now.
But where does it?
I'm too busy.
What, it's in his pocket or?
No, it just comes.
About his.
Maybe it's like maybe just a bit of sort of enlarged stomach flap, and it just drops off like kind of thick water.
You wouldn't sort of like in the same way a cow has like several udders on it.
It's like one udder falling off.
Does the Palpatine have udders? Question.
Yeah.
Could.
I think he does have some.
But if he had udders, that would imply that he would take his embryo that's fallen off him.
Yeah.
And then feed it on his udders.
I think.
No, he wouldn't. He'd just be like, he's just not got enough time, man.
He doesn't have
He's
time.
got enough time.
He doesn't have time to feed them. I think they'd be fed through a weird sort of force. Telepathic.
So I think some kind of horrible tube.
Yeah, he's not got time to even use the force in that. He's just going to tube it.
Horrible tube in
But
the neck.
but I'm saying he didn't even look after it. I'm just saying he walked on by it and then somebody else looked after it and they're like, you know what, this is a baby. We're going to take a bit of responsibility. Send it down to that cave, that wet cave planet and let it grow up there.
Yeah. That wet cave planet.
Yeah, might be a stormtrooper.
But
might be an evil Jedi Sith Lord thing.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because I'm too busy right now.
And then, so question 2. Question 2, which I can direct at will. I'm going to direct a question at will here.
Get ready for a long response.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Sorry.
So these parents of Rey is very strong with these powers of the Force.
I think I can just be like, I'm forcey like that.
Calm me down, one.
But she's strong with these Force powers because she's in the line of the Palpatine. She's of the Palpatine blood.
Yeah.
Her folks, who were, or whichever one, the mum or the dad, is more even closely
normal bread and butter, weren't they?
Is it a recessive gene, the Force? I don't know. It doesn't. It's
it
not in the
might
case of the Skywalkers, though. It's not recessive in the Skywalker family.
No.
Is the Palp recessive? What's going on there? What were his parents?
That's a good point.
Why didn't they see
definitely
their
not
death
recessive,
coming?
as evidenced by the Skywalker family.
Exactly.
Anakin has it first, then his immediate son Luke has it, and his immediate daughter Leia has it, and Leia's immediate son Kylo Ben has it. And Kylo Ben's probably immediate children would have it as well, so it can't be a recessive gene.
It's not a
Okay,
recessive
here's
gene.
the question.
So what's happening to Rey's parents?
That's
Why
a
are they
damn
not?
good point.
Why are they not
And this
Sith
feeds
Lords or Super
This
Jedis
feeds
or
into
something?
the
And
embryo
why would
dropping out of my
Palpatine-
cloak.
Yeah,
Why would
he just
Palpatine
dropped
not
out of
have
his
his-
cloak one day, man.
This super baby that dropped
Yeah.
out of his coat. Why is it not the ruler of the universe? by
I've
this
got a
point?
question.
Foster parents,
I mean, the Palp did all right.
Foster parents.
And
Okay.
like his kid, he might not be the ruler of the universe, but at least he'd be like the CEO of some large galactic company or something with his incredible force powers.
Why would
instead they just live
Palpatine
in a
not
fucking
train-
cave?
Why
Yeah.
would
A
Palpatine
wet
not
cave.
train his son as like an apprentice or
Right,
something like
I've
that?
got a question. Right.
I know he's got his eyes on Luke the whole time, but he's
Yeah.
dropping little force powerful kids
All
the time.
over the
It's-
shop.
Is Anakin / Vader the only sort of Jedi / Sith we ever know definitely did it?
What? The funky?
Yeah,
He's the only one we ever see sort of getting funky.
I mean, Anakin did do it.
No.
Why did he do it?
He did it.
Yoda does the funky with that other with Yaddle. The
Oh,
We
you're
don't-
damn right.
I
You're
haven't
damn
seen
right.
Yoda's kids.
And the
In
one
what?
with the one
When
with
does
the big
Yoda get funky?
the one with the big
it's one of the
things.
other stories,
just
hidden
the same.
stories.
You know the one with
Genius.
the big things. She lives on the flower planet.
Yeah, Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, and the guy with the big head, 2 hearts.
Yeah, they do it.
They do it.
Yeah.
Where's the Yoda baby though? Where's the babies?
It's all sub.
Mandalorian.
It's all Star
Oh,
Wars
was that
subplot.
Yoda's kids?
Maybe it looks
No,
like
I
it.
don't think it is.
But
yeah,
wait,
so it's
so
not the only
the
one.
big, the sort of long-headed man,
Yes, 2
and
hearts.
the blue duo ponytail woman, they're a couple.
Yeah, well, no, they do it in a subplot.
On the actual film.
No, you got to remember they die in episode 3.
Yeah, I know that.
So it's
But
like-
do they
Kit
actually
Fisto.
do
No, not in the films.
Kit Fisto?
The green fellow
What
with
do
the
you
long
call
hair. Kit
No.
Fisto.
No, not
Kit
Kit
Fisto
Blue
dies,
woman.
but he
I
gets
like
killed
Kit
by
Fisto.
Palpatine.
Yeah.
When
He's
he's
good
by
though.
his
He's
friend.
good. He's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
No,
But
but so
saying
they're
that-
doing it when? Episode 2?
There is
They
a
do it-
character.
I imagine.
There is
I
a-
imagine post
there is a
Clone Wars
character.
brought people together.
There is a character that
Yeah,
dies
yeah,
in
yeah.
that scene with Mace Windu attacking Palpatine. one of the Jedis that dies there. I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but she dies in like every single Star Wars film. She's in every single Star Wars film and dies because she's
Every
just like
single one?
Yeah, because she was just like an
Even
extra.
the ones we're talking about today?
Don't know if she's in those,
Dies
but at
in
least
those.
the originals.
Shit.
Yeah.
Bad luck for her.
So yeah,
dying so many times.
Bump and
At least
uglies
6
ain't
deaths.
Bump and uglies ain't uncommon in the Jedi, but it's just frowned upon.
I didn't know so many Jedi. Yeah, but the only one we actually see in the movies in some sort of sexual engagement, and the only birth we see is the birth of Luke Skywalker.
I mean, we
and
know
Leia.
that Leia's and Han have been doing the dirty to make Kylo Ren.
Yeah, but we don't see that. I'm just saying the only birth we see is like a natural birth, but there's like some sort of elongated robotic doctor there.
Correct.
Yeah. It's true. But
and at the same time, Darth Vader's been put in his outfit.
Yeah, because they pair it with.
The scenes are mirrored.
Thingy dying, Padme dying.
Yeah.
And then him becoming the evil Lord Darth Vader.
Yeah. And Luke and oh my god, so much happens
and then
in those
Obi-Wan
bits.
takes Luke and Leia to the 2 moon planets.
And I'm saying that one of these a sort of well-meaning Death Star goon could have taken Palpatine's sort of like robe baby to a planet themselves. They could have been the Obi-Wan in that situation.
I feel like we're following the robe baby theme quite a lot.
Fell out the robe one day.
I know, but we don't actually have any proof for the robe baby.
I can't think of any other way it would have happened.
I know, but
go on, give me another good one. Because as far as we know,
that one's got us quite far.
The jacket affair was actually depicted in the film, though. Whereas
the jacket's important.
Whereas the birth of Palpatine's children is not shown.
Yeah, so therefore it's all up for grabs.
About his person. I just don't buy it entirely because there could be maybe he did have some kind of affair. The Death Star is a big place. There's plenty of fish on the Death Star.
How many women are on the Death Star? There is a few.
Yeah, I'm sure
there'll be women on the Death Star.
There's
like an entire moon. It's like bigger than a country. There's.
Yeah, I guess so. It just seems like mostly kind of like.
That's what you see because you see the people with the big jobs. It's a patriarchy on the Death Star. But
so there's just people that just live there.
Well, yeah, because
there must be a lot of people that just live there.
I think there is because I remember when I was young, I got a Star Wars anthology, and they actually wrote little information. They had a picture. They had this timeline sort of thing at the back. That was every Star Wars ship, and how much crew it had, and what sort of engines it had. Had it the statistics basically.
Yeah, and just citizens on there.
I think the Death Star had a few billion staff members. It had deployments of stormtroopers. It had engineers. It had just normal.
A few billion though. That's the whole population.
It had maintenance workers. It had cafeteria workers. Really rudimentary.
That's weird to think about.
Jobs.
Well, they got to eat, I guess.
That's why they always take a piss out of how the rebellion, the rebels blew up the Death Star. There was billions of innocent people on there that had just been conscripted by the.
It was like blowing up a whole planet. I mean, they did the same. They were only retaliating. To the same kind of violence, but
but do we fight fire with fire?
Well, that's the question.
Is it a dog eat dog world?
Well, that's what Luke's saying when he's dropping his lightsaber. He's saying this whole goodies and baddies thing. Everyone's a baddie if they're in this fight.
It's very binary, isn't it?
Well, exactly. That's why I liked that idea in Episode 8 that it's not binary. The bad is necessary as much as the good is necessary.
And that's what those little owls represented.
And the little owls were just, they were just market fun.
Were the owls sort of made of rock?
No.
They were just little fucking owls. Can we leave the owls behind?
Okay, did we get past Episode 8 yet?
We're about a quarter. No, we're not even that.
I need to urinate.
Yeah, go through it. So we get into the end. What happens at the end of Episode 8?
We've got to the point where...
Who's got the Sparky then?
Who's got a filter?
Who's got a lighter?
Where they're in...
I'll give you a lighter if you give me a filter.
I don't know where the lighter is.
I don't smoke filters.
We got to the casino bit.
Oh, fucking hell, casino bit. I can't remember.
So they go and get the guy who can't really speak. Oh, I think
Sorry.
They're in the goddamn. They're in the shitty, sort of, Hunger Games, kind of Great Gatsby casino, and they're all riding away.
And they do the Harry Potter because that reminds me of how the episode ends.
Yeah.
Because it ends in that setting when it has the kid.
Yes, with the broom.
And it sort of hints that the kid's going to be like, oh, there is good in this world.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and be like
I'm
they
going to go
are,
and be a
fighting
Jedi.
the bad guys.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Because it shows you when he goes to reach for the broom.
Yeah.
It comes towards his hand.
Yeah, it does
and
a
they're like,
roll.
oh, okay. So
and I think what they were getting at is because that's the other thing is it's like at the end of episode 8, there must be about maybe 15 rebels.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly an army compared to what's against them. So I remember before the third film came out, there was loads of things saying it's got to be at least like 30 years in the future because there's no way they could beat them. I don't think that was ever explained actually. It just sort of started. Episode 9 did. Episode 9 was very fast and confusing.
Also,
I remember the start of episode 9 being in maybe the first 10 minutes took place on like at least 15 different planets.
Also, how long after the
Wasn't there like a planet where they were all having a great laugh?
We've forgotten one major thing that I think is absolutely fucking ridiculous in all of those films. How long? There's not much distance between The Empire Strikes Back, so the fall of the Empire, and the beginning of those films, and nobody believes that Jedis are real. Nobody thinks that Jedis exist, but there have been like major moments where Jedis have obviously been seen throughout the universe.
Yeah.
Like quite recently and popping up everywhere, all over the galaxy. In fact, so like why?
It just doesn't make any sense.
Mate, people have miracles every day, right? Divine intervention, right? I don't know if you believe in a god. I don't believe in a god, but people see shit. People have experiences, man.
People see
shit. No one believes.
And yet no one believes.
Yep.
So, in the vastness of this massive universe, a few hearsay stories about Jedis ain't going to go far to full
you must
belief.
remember that the documenters with the camera, they're only pointing at the camera at the bits that really matter.
Right, I think that wraps up episode 8. Shall we move on to episode 9?
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't think it's anything much.
I'm feeling a little deep in the
I
water.
don't think we've even really touched on that bit with Kylo
was the Salt Land. They went to the Salt Land, and then they went in the caves, and then Leia was still alive.
And there was a bit at the end where
and Luke did his weird Force ghost thing.
Yeah, there was a bit at the end where
I forgot about the Force ghost bit. The Salt Planet. That's how it ends.
There was a bit at the end
but
where
then it goes to the Harry Potter planet afterwards.
Don't they fly a rebel ship? Doesn't the female leader of the rebels? Doesn't she fly that into the?
Yeah.
Into
they do that
ship?
other thing where they go into hyperdrive and destroy the master ship by going into hyperdrive, which is another breaking the rules. Because for one, how would the hyperdrive thing work if every time it went through a ship it destroyed it?
Yeah.
It would just be
a
absolute
line.
carnage.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Number 2,
put my drink.
why would it not be a weapon that you'd have a missile that went into hyperdrive or something if it can do such severe damage?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's just worth... I mean, I'm sure many other people have taken note of this, but whoever wrote that...
The
just
point
stop
of
writing.
hyperdrive is that you disappear and reappear in a different part of the galaxy. Like you disappear into a wormhole.
It's like how I imagine they describe it in Hitchhiker's Guide, where we're going into hyperspace is like an alternate space, where you're not going to be able to come into contact with the physicalities of
Stop
the
mixing
general
up.
space.
Stop mixing it up. We can't talk about.
I do remember in
So they both deal with the same idea.
I do
of
remember
fiction.
Han
and
Solo.
it's the idea of fiction that I believed the style was used as well until that moment when they just completely fucked themselves.
I do remember
over.
Han Solo. I do remember getting into hyperspace being quite a difficult thing to do quickly because Han Solo says that you have to do precise calculations to ensure that you don't crash on the way. But I can't imagine that they would account for all passages of space that they were flying through being completely empty at the time that they were flying through them. Because surely if they were thinking about that, they would just divert away from planets or something.
If it's such a powerful maneuver,
but I think
it's
just
effective.
to avoid stars.
Maybe
the only
but
calculations that you do is to avoid the path of stars
some
because
kind
stars'
of
gravity.
gravimetric disturbance. Yeah. If it's such a powerful maneuver, why has it never happened before?
Maybe they just don't want it.
Until this.
Huh?
But there are so many scenarios I can think of.
Like,
when they're trying to destroy the Death Star, it's like, well, why don't we get all of our TIE fighters to just fly into it?
Alf, man, there's 1,000 things I could do every day.
All the things I can think of right now.
I don't do it. There's so many things I could do. So many things that would be much more productive, much more intelligent for me to do. I don't do all of them. Maybe they just didn't ever get round to doing it. Maybe they put it in the idea pile.
Maybe they had it in the waiting in the wings, and they were like, "We try that."
First person who tried it.
We'll try that one day, but come on.
It's not a priority right now.
I don't know. I feel like they would have been more smart.
They turn hyperspace into the most useless and dangerous thing that you could possibly use in space. That's just saying, I need to get from this point to this point. I'm going to avoid all the planets because I know that the planets were specifically there. But I'm just going to guess and just hope that nothing else is flying through that space that I'm flying through.
Yeah, there's no way you could calculate that two ships aren't going to...
Yeah, exactly. There's no way you can calculate, like, even floating space debris.
If this was the case, then at some point, at any point when you're in hyperspace, you could just get...
Yeah, they imply that hyperspace is about force. And if you hit something as small as like a pin needle at such force, you would explode. So that would make space incredibly dangerous to fly through.
There's all sorts of debris floating around space,
yeah.
Especially in this fictional universe where ships
everything's
are blowing
been
up
blown
all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And
planets as well.
And
fucking loads of planets, in fact. Loads of planets been blown up.
Exactly. The space is going to be littered with all this.
Is there more planets than there are in our universe?
Exactly.
Or is it the same universe? Is it the same universe we live in?
I mean, yes, it's science fiction, but the whole point of science fiction is you create certain rules to make it believable for your audience. You build guidelines. And
yeah, exactly.
Who's to say that?
Just start walking over your own guidelines. You create.
Avoiding stars and black holes travelling through hyperspace is an idea that you can explain, I think, and make sense. But saying that you can go through hyperspace and target a ship and blow it up because you'll hit it with force.
Didn't they go through it right at the start, though?
Yeah. Well, it's just, why don't they have drone ships that do that as weapons and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Like specific ships that are just built with like a hyperdrive.
Maybe they didn't have enough money.
It's just stupid. It's just dumb. It's just
money,
dumb writing.
Money could have been an issue.
Yeah, but the Empire don't need money. They can build a giant death planet.
Yeah, but that's probably why their resources are being
used up all of their cash.
What good is a death planet when you can destroy things with this hyperspace maneuver so easily?
It's just a cash toilet, isn't it? A Death Star. Just keep flushing, putting more cash in and flushing in there. Somebody's like, should we make the ships more powerful so they can destroy more, and then be like, but we just flushed this money back into the Death Star.
What I think we can get from the Star Wars films is that labour is incredibly cheap in the galaxy.
It's true, labour is cheap.
Labour and materials must be incredibly cheap. Realistically.
Even the freelancers like Rey at the start, because she's basically a freelancer.
She is a freelancer.
She nobody's like cracking the whip saying go and get all this space debris.
No, she's going.
You go out there and come back, and I'll give you some sort of dehydrated pack of food.
It's like a bun that will appear.
Is it magic bun?
It's a bread. It's
like a dehydrated
it's like a roll
space
of
Top Galaxy out there.
It's a roll of
bread.
Yeah.
Do you want a bit of that?
I think.
Yeah, go on.
No, it was bread. Does it look like bread when she hydrates it?
Yeah.
She pours water on it or something.
Just bread and water.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I wouldn't spend all day scavenging for some bread and water.
If you're really hungry with it, then
I guess so.
I think that's all she's got, though, realistically.
Yeah, we're all the way back on film 7 here, but it's important.
I think we need to get on to the biggest puzzle of all, because episode 8 was a puzzle, but not a lot really happened.
Why did?
Also, we're forgetting an important part of episode 8, and a character that we've actually dismissed throughout the whole thing.
Kylo Ben.
No, his superior, his immediate superior.
Snoke.
Snoke.
Snoke's just. But the thing is,
what is Snoke?
The reason why we're not actually coming up with, we're not actually talking about Snoke is because Disney didn't give him any actual real story. He was just Palpatine. He was just their placeholder for what they would eventually reveal was Palpatine.
He was big in the start.
In the same way they did Dissidious in episode 4.
He was really big in the start, wasn't he? He was big.
They did that in episode 5 or 4.
But the fact that they made... There was so much speculation about Snoke. People thought Snoke was Mace Windu.
Yeah. This Snoke character, I think, is one of the massive... massive example.
He was just a thing that they put in the film to make all the people be like, oh, who is Snoke? Who is Snoke? They're going to reveal it. To make people actually go and watch that third film to find out the reveal. And then it ends up just being Palpatine, and they're like, what the fuck?
It wasn't Palpatine, though, because he dies in episode 8.
Yeah, he gets his head...
He gets cut in half.
Yeah.
by Kylo Ben.
But I swear Palpatine was it was just a clone thing that Palpatine made. That Palpatine
there were more Snokes in his cloning lab. Yeah.
Palpatine was controlling him through the Force. It was just a blank frame.
It was just like a sort of weird cloned creature.
Yeah. So they literally gave it no story whatsoever. It was just Palpatine. It was just in the film to make people.
It was another one of his rogue babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Maybe this was just
the
a
rogue
clone.
babies. They either go sort of. Like
but I'd say this is an argument.
Or they go that way, and you could get a.
This is an argument against the rogue babies.
Yeah, I'd say it's an argument against the rogue baby because
one
if his rogue
pretty
babies
good.
are Snokes, well, the Rey's parents didn't look like Snokes. They're just like regular people. They were like.
Yeah, but maybe because Snoke was so deformed by the test tube or something, they were like he looks evil enough.
Maybe an accident. Maybe an accident happened.
Yeah,
maybe
it's happens to thousands of people every day.
I think I know what it is. I think the deformation is from the clone using the Force, like from Palpatine channeling the Force through the clone, because the clone's not
too early.
Because the clone's not actually Force sensitive. It like damages the clone to use the Force. So Palpatine controlling the clone through the Force is actually deteriorating that clone over
There's
time.
a lot of things that don't add up in my mind.
Is Snoke naked?
He's wearing like the same kind of cloak thing.
Is he naked under that?
In episode 8, I seem to remember
I'm just wondering if he's putting on pants in the morning.
Is Snoke a eunuch?
And even
also,
if he was
I would say if he was just another one of the Palp's little rogue babies, there are millions of them. Why is it when he's in the end of episode 8 and he's in the chair and then... And also, I mean, Snoke's also got this really strong Force powers that he was using in there.
What we've got to remember that you hear in episode 9, Palpatine goes, I knew Snoke was going to die. He says it. He allows Snoke to die because he thinks it's going to bring Kylo Ben and Rey to him together.
Yeah.
Which it does.
Which it does, both together.
Yeah.
He kills Snoke so that Kylo Ben will pair up with Rey and they'll go to him together.
Perhaps Snoke they have lots of these test tube ones, but Snoke was one of the few functional ones.
Maybe.
Is Snoke an actual word? Does it mean something, Snoke?
It sounds like Stoke the flames.
Or misspelled snake.
Yeah, I think maybe a misspelling on snake that they went for there.
Yeah, snake.
Snake, but
sounds scary. Snoke sounds like a cute snake.
I thought that Snoke was
look at all these Snokes
or something.
Sounds like smoke. Also smoke. You know the smoke. The smoke that's Palpatine's smoke, as in his cover.
Right. Yeah, but would you think So back to Harrison Ford here, right? Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones, terrified of snakes, but would he be terrified of Snokes? I don't think so. I don't think Indiana Jones would let himself be terrified of Snokes.
Would Indiana Jones be terrified of Snokes in Indiana Jones, or would Indiana Jones be terrified of Snokes in Star Wars?
Indiana Jones in Star Wars would have done absolutely fine.
Right.
No, he wouldn't have.
He'd just been bull whipping the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
True, actually.
He would.
Yeah, he would have.
It'd be like fucking stormtroopers. Whip them. Just whip them until they leave. Not a problem for Indiana Jones.
Bit of a sadomasochist, wouldn't he, Indiana Jones?
It wouldn't be a problem for him.
No ticket, so I'd say. After you kill him,
And what about if every time in Star Wars that Han Solo left the room, Indiana Jones came back in?
I would love that.
And then Indiana Jones would leave and Han Solo would come back in.
Holding an artifact.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Oh, no,
toilet.
Blow gave it to me.
Exactly. It's a good plot. It's actually
more
surprising they
than
didn't
some
think
of the
of
shit
it.
we've been talking about.
Yeah.
And we haven't even gotten on to episode 9 yet, really.
No.
Because I don't really remember what happens in it.
Let's start from the beginning.
I do.
Let's start from the
this
beginning.
in the cinema, didn't we?
We were at the cinema. We were at the Catford News.
Yeah.
We went to go and watch it. We were all there. Sat in the same row. How did it start? Someone enlighten me.
It started with
Rey looking for that.
No, because
that
comes after
You're
the
right.
first
It
scene.
did start.
and it had a really poorly written bit of the disappearing
they were all
text.
poorly
It was
written.
just like, do you remember the last film? If not, you can rent it on Disney Plus after this.
Yeah,
not a problem.
All of the
anyway,
all of the scroll text on the new
dot
film
dot
was
dot.
really like
It just
loose.
said anyway. It just said anyway.
Oh, it does
and
say
said
anyway.
dot. Anyway, dot.
Yeah, I forgot.
Anyway,
It was
right?
one of the worst
Descends
bits of
in
text.
space,
Yeah, yeah.
right? It's always going to go to some. Maybe it went to a planet.
Yeah, where does it go? Where does the
Right.
Where does the stars
planet
go to?
is hasn't Poe got a mate who's got a really good suit of armor in that film?
I thought Ray was on. So there's a crashed bit of the Death Star in the ocean.
That annoyed me.
And
But
there's
that's
a cliff
like
edge.
way later on, isn't it?
Yeah, but Ray's.
No, but
No.
where does it go? Where's this first
No,
scene?
that's in the one we
Where's
just
this
watched.
iconic first scene that's in this episode? You know, there's
told you.
the end
No,
of
we
the-
need to find. We
the
need to
dot,
find
dot,
out what the
dots,
first scene
the
was because I can't
stars.
remember it.
Pose with his mate. His mate's got some great armor.
I don't know.
I think it's
Where-
red, but it's dark, so it could be purple.
It could be purple or red armor.
Is
He's
this
with
the
his
start?
mate.
I don't remember this as a
I
start
don't
of the
remember it
film.
at all, but you know.
But they're on a
let's
planet.
try and
Maybe it's
spring.
snowy on this planet. It could be snowy.
Could be.
Right.
How did episode 6 start? Maybe this will enlighten us. But this
No,
this film didn't really.
trails off.
It
at this
trails
point.
off the original.
How does 8 end?
With the fight on the
8
bit
ends,
of the Death,
they're on the
Death Star
salt
in
land.
the
8
ocean.
ends with the kid in Harry Potter land being
Oh,
like, oh,
sure.
maybe I could be a Jedi.
And the new one starts with. Are they still on the Salt Planet?
No, I don't think so.
Didn't she do a really good
Maybe.
flip and cut the wing off something at some point?
I think
That's later on, because there's that bit. One thing I do remember is the festival planet. They're at some festival,
Yes,
and then the
it's a brilliant
stormtroopers
planet.
arrive. They're trying to find Darth Sidious, aren't they?
Why?
That's like the arc of it. They're trying to find him because C-3PO
You're right,
finds
you're right.
something, but it's in like Sith language, and then C-3PO finds a thing, and then they're trying to find a translator for it, and that's when C-3PO goes all red.
Because he won't say it. He
And
doesn't
he-
want to say it because it's Sith language.
And he has to have some
Exactly,
programming
that's
thing,
when
and
they
they
go-
go and
that's
find
when
the
they go to this
program out,
planet.
and that's when they find that little robot that says, "My wheel is squeaky."
Yes, but firstly,
yeah.
before they get there, Poe meets a former mercenary. Maybe they're a mercenary, some sort of assassin.
Oh, that
right?
girl
And they're-
who's like, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
they're
we
in
were
excellent armor.
an old love interest of Dameron's.
Yes,
Who the hell is Damaro?
Dameron. Yeah, it is an old love interest. They used to be like, I think they used to smuggle Imperial spice together.
They
because
were
that's
like
what anyone else
making
used to do.
kissy faces, and then she explodes or something.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they're running across roofs, sort of
Yeah.
like Crouching
Yeah.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
Shooting? Maybe they're shooting.
They're always doing
But
something.
then they go to this basement, and then there's this little sort of pack of existence with a moustache,
and
maybe.
there's that little Jabba's mate guy. Kind
Yeah,
of
it's sort of like him.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're
right.
like, "Can you fix our evil robot?" And he's like, well, he doesn't say something, he just makes noises. And then another robot in the corner just goes, "Oh, my wheel is squeaky."
He's like,
Just
no,
says
but
it
he doesn't say
quite
it like that
sincere.
though. He's much more emotive in how he says it. He's
Quite sincere,
like,
though.
my wheel is squeaky.
Yeah. And nobody pays attention
My
to...
wheel is squeaky. His voice
No,
goes like-
actually, that's not when
Apparently
it
the new
says, "My
rules are
wheel
more
is
than five.
squeaky."
Is it not? Is it later on?
No, it's when
'Cause
they
the
get
robot
it... They
tags
take
along,
it...
I think. It tags
along,
with
and when they get back to the rebel base, it says to the robot person, "Oh, my wheel's squeaky," and they're like, "We'll sort that out. Don't worry, you're with us now."
Yeah. He's like a sort of rescue
Well, I guess
robot.
it's sorted out.
I don't know if he says thank you or not, but
Yeah, he's like, thank you.
yeah, he's sort of like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when they get him back, and he's like, "Now that all that drama's over, I really need some help here because I can't be squeaking." It's like going, you ever been to like maybe a gallery and then you realise you've got squeaky shoes on?
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh no, every step I take."
Oh, it's just like,
do get very aware
you've
of
been
the
walking all day and then you finally get somewhere and it's like, oh, like something in my shoes really bothering me. You know?
Yeah.
And then you take your shoe off and you have a look at it. But
Yeah.
when you're trying to get there, you know, it's like this is a problem. It's irritating me. But
I've
the
got to
most
get
important
there.
thing is we get to this venue where we have a nice sit down and like get some food and water and us.
Maybe slip my shoe off.
And then you slip your shoe off and then that's when you say, "My wheel is squeaky." You don't say it when you're in the midst of the battle. You don't be like, "Hey, trooper, hold on a second. There's something in my shoe."
I was
My wheel is
walking
squeaky.
along once.
Now you'd be like, "What the fuck? What you talking
We don't have
about?
time for
My
that
wheel
now."
is squeaky." You know, it's fine. Let it squeak while we're trying to get out of the scenario.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I was walking along once, right? and I thought, oh, so I really saw a little stone in my shoe. Got
Yeah.
to where I was going, and there was a little needle in my shoe.
Yeah, yeah.
Like proper full needle.
Where were you going?
I was going to the British Museum for school.
But did you bring it up when you were on your way?
Yeah.
there?
When did you take it out a long time after?
No,
you
I got
realised
to
it?
I got to where I was going, and then took my shoe off.
You got to where you were
exactly,
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
I wasn't
thing.
going to
That's
take it
the
off
thing.
before then, but I was like, this is uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable on the journey.
It was
But-
going right
but-
into the soft of my arch, it was.
Right.
It was, yeah. That's why it's so relatable and so poignant in that, especially because you don't bring this stuff up when you're in the midst of the battle.
Well, maybe
you always
these Star Wars
leave
films.
it. You hold it within you, and then you let it out once the drama has diffused.
Yeah.
Maybe these Star Wars films, maybe we don't enjoy them as much, right? Because they're almost too relatable. I mean, a guy loses his jacket, a robot has an uncomfortable shoe, or wheel, which is what robots call shoes.
Yeah.
Like,
kin,
you know, look, they go to a festival and just loads of aliens having a... they go to a planet and loads of aliens having a festival.
And then the stormtroopers
That's boring.
come down and they're like, you've got something that means you can't really enjoy yourself at this festival. And then they have their little run around trying to get them. But you know, it's a scenario we've all may have been in. You know, you're at the festival.
It's just dull.
I've definitely lost a jacket before.
Yeah, I have. I think I might have lost one at the moment. I at least can't find it.
I've got a jacket. I think I lost, maybe about 2 years ago. Maybe 3, actually more than 4
Do you
years
still
ago.
occasionally look for it?
I do, yeah. It was a denim jacket. It had a zip front. It was a good jacket,
Well,
but
just feeding the cat.
I would like to think that zippy denim jacket is doing some good out there. You know, maybe it's raised
It might be doing
tyranny
a
to
lot.
the ground, perhaps.
It might be doing a lot.
Yeah, it could have, you know, destroyed some horrible like demagogy in its whole sort of, you know, existence.
It could just be floating around space.
It could just be floating around space. But
We don't know.
But a jacket can do more good than you can.
Yeah, and having something in your
That's
shoe.
that's a really interesting point.
You're a human.
Human
But
plus jacket can do. I've seen humans in jackets do things.
But
that
a
are quite
jacket
good.
can-
But a jacket off a human.
Because it's like take
A jacket could be on anyone, right?
this Star-
I can't be anyone else. Right?
And that is Star Wars.
I mean, like, yeah, so Poe...
I'm sorry.
Poe and Flynn, both obviously very morally good characters, both very good at, well, the former more than the latter, but both very good at what they do. But ultimately, it's not them that does the things. that
It's the
make a
confidence the
difference.
jacket gives them.
It's
Yeah.
the jacket.
It's the jacket.
And it's the overpowering sway of the jacket that sets the whole thing in motion.
Who wore a really good, sort of good jacket and who was really confident? Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Think about
Indiana
it.
Jones.
Just
he
think
wore some
about
good
it.
jackets.
Think
When
about it.
Luke was awarded his medal at the end of those films,
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a jacket that he's never worn in any other scene.
What's that jacket doing now? Where is it?
Who's worn that? Has anyone worn that again?
Somebody else would have worn it.
And I think that using the jacket metaphor, they could have played on it a bit more because Ray finds Luke's lightsaber, but she doesn't find his jacket. What if she found Luke's jacket then? Look, Luke, throw away the lightsaber.
Look
be
in
like,
the
"Oh, you got my
pocket.
jacket."
Look in the pocket. Find a little robe baby.
That's the perfect way. If she'd have come to the
go
planet
to the
with
planet.
the jacket.
Lightsaber. Nah, jacket. Oh, you found my jacket.
That's great. It rains here loads.
Do you want to be a Jedi?
Yeah, it would have tied the 8th to the 7th really
She
nicely.
just didn't think, really.
No, and he was like, "Oh, great, you got me some PTSD. Thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks.
I didn't need that. I didn't need those memories."
I want some
Whereas if she
nostalgia.
brought back the jacket, it'd be like, "Oh, this is the fucking jacket I got that award in."
Imagine,
Which I
imagine
never
going to,
wore
like-
any other time. I lost it straight after.
Imagine going
been
to
lost
like
ever since they
a
took it off the
retired
after
soldier or
party.
something and be like,
They
"Oh,
got
I found
nicked.
your gun from Vietnam." Be like,
Yeah.
"I don't
Be
really
like,
want,
"Sorry, mate,
I
I
don't
don't
really
want
want my gun."
No.
But I also found your jacket. But,
I'll take the jacket.
My jacket. Yeah,
I'll take the jacket.
Yeah. Obviously, you take the jacket.
Don't need the gun. I'll take the jacket.
And also, I think it would like Luke in his state of mind would be like,
Yeah.
the lightsaber's a weapon, But the fact you come all this way to give me your jacket, I can see there's something in you. You don't just want to fight.
And then you'd be like, oh, and also your wallet's in the pocket, and there's 20 quid in there.
Imagine.
And it's like, brilliant.
Game changer, straight away.
Brilliant. My jacket, 20 quid, and I haven't seen anyone for 40 years, so that's restored my faith in humanity.
Yeah.
The first person I've seen in 40 years giving me my jacket back and my wallet, and they haven't even taken the 20 quid out.
Yeah. Do you know what would make a Jedi too powerful? If they wore jackets. They don't. They wear
2 jackets.
They wear robes.
Which is, it doesn't...
Think about it, though.
It doesn't make sense they always wear robes, necessarily.
Think about it.
No, because doesn't Luke Skywalker on Snowy Planet, Episode 5, he wears the jacket.
Yeah, but you know...
He does wear jackets. Sometimes they wear jackets.
You show me someone... You're not going to send a Jedi out there in his robe.
So he doesn't wear a jacket, little Yoda. He never wears a little leather jacket. He tries the same thing all the way through all the films.
Yoda would look quite good in a little leather jacket.
He would look
great. Little leather jacket and some tiny little chinos. And a pair of winkle pickers that twirl a little bit.
Desert boots. Suede desert boots. Chinos and a leather
shoes with no socks.
Or maybe a Harrington, a little Harrington.
Oh yeah. He would look quite good in a Harrington.
Just like a t-shirt on. Maybe a t-shirt that has like a sort of faded palm tree on it.
Maybe it says, maybe it's got a quote, a Yoda quote.
Or just something that says like, I don't know, something that...
just like sun, laugh, smile.
Yeah, like sort of like Island Joy or like...
like that.
Or like
just
Santa
Island.
Monica. Santa Monica.
Island and then like a palm tree. And then like
but
the lines.
He doesn't. Because did Yoda ever lose his jacket? No, he didn't.
No. Would he? No.
I think Yoda would have a pinky ring as well.
He does. He loses his robe.
When?
He does lose his robe in episode 3.
He's fighting against Palp, and he falls out a hole into a car that's taking him away to safety, and he gets caught on the thing.
It's actually the same robe that Obi-Wan's got in his head at the start of episode 4.
Exactly right.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the same robe.
So what you're saying is that jacket, right, leads the way into episode 4.
Yeah.
But not only that, but it links 2 characters because they've worn the same jacket.
Or as he's known to them, Ben Kenobi. Kylo Ben Kenobi.
And doesn't C-3PO at the start...
Yeah.
No, follow me on this, right? C-3PO in episode 1... Right, Anakin's made him, right?
Yeah, he's
he's naked.
He's naked.
He hasn't got his suit on.
He hasn't got
but
his
then
jacket on.
he gets his jacket.
Yeah, he
right?
does. Who
gives him his jacket?
Anakin. No. Who gives him his jacket?
Anakin.
Does he put the jacket on?
Oh, he does. Because you see him all shiny and new when they get married.
They get married.
Yeah, remember?
Oh, and another thing.
Thing get married.
When Lando is depicted flying the Millennium Falcon, what is he also wearing?
I forgot he's in that film.
Oh, Lando's back, I think.
Yeah.
When Lando's depicted flying the Millennium Falcon,
is he wearing
with
a jacket?
Chewbacca, he's wearing Han Solo's exact outfit. Han Solo's
he's wearing
jacket.
his jacket.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
So Lando did the dirty on Han, but then he was like, I'm going to put on Han's jacket. And then he falls into his shoes a bit and he gets in the motion of the Star Wars. You know, he gets
because the jacket
Star
has a
Wars
bit of Han in it.
You know,
It's all about jackets. I'm sorry.
And Yoda's jacket had a bit of Yoda in it. And fucking Poe's jacket had a bit of Poe in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's good jackets doing good.
Yeah.
We've found a whole new way of reading Star Wars.
And maybe that's what Luke was saying in episode 8. Because I think this is like... It's maybe the most profound moment of these films. Is Luke was really trying to... Despite all the... You know, the sort of editing at the end... What we can and can't do within these Disney films, etc. Luke was trying to say something. And he was trying to say, you know, it's not about the lightsabers.
It's about the jackets.
It's about the jackets.
Listen to me, guys. Just listen to me.
You know, it's not just about all the fighting and all the good and evil and that. You know, there's just
also about
jackets. Let's put on a good jacket. Let's just
maybe put on someone else's jacket.
We'll go to those. We'll go to those bars. And we'll look at those funny aliens with the straw mouths. You know, and
straw mouth aliens.
We'll look at them, but you know they'll have jackets on. We'll have jackets on. You know,
they might be similar to one another.
Yeah,
Because let's not forget most of
the
these people.
they're all anthropomorphic, whatever the word, anthropological figures.
Anthropomorphic.
Despite their anthropomorphic, that's the one. Despite their
got
flyish mouths and their
They can all bang on a jacket if they want.
or their bendy heads, they can all wear a good jacket. It's the
you know what Han Solo also does? He also wears a waistcoat.
But maybe we're
There you are.
and
He
I think
does.
He wears a waistcoat, man.
he does wear a waistcoat.
Like a pirate.
But the only things that can't wear jackets are the droids. They don't wear clothes.
No, well, I reckon you could get one on them.
And the thing with the
C-3PO
droids,
would look pretty good.
Would look good.
Imagine him turning up in a little
In a
leather
no,
jacket.
he'd wear a
Or
bomber
biker
jacket. He'd wear a bomber
like
jacket.
A long leather jacket.
A long leather jacket.
Yeah, down like just below the knees.
But can C-3PO put his arms down straight by his side?
Yeah, not quite straight.
No, not straight.
He's
They're
like this.
always slightly crab-like.
Yeah.
He's still not good with a long.
He can't do that.
No, he can't do that because there's pistons there under his
Could
arm.
you cut them off and then he could do it?
Well, yeah, but he wouldn't be able to undo it, would he?
Oh, right, okay.
His pistons are up. Despite the technology making his brain work and everything, for some reason he can't put his arms straight.
Yeah, it seems mad that.
Yeah.
He can't ever put his arms straight.
But
so if he needs to bend down and pick something up, he'd be like doing that and his arm would
he
just
can't
still be
He
bent.
can't bend down. Have you ever seen C-3PO bend down? No.
He could fold slightly because he bows or sort of does that a little
Then
when he meets people.
we mustn't forget that he is made by like a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. I'm not saying it's not impressive.
But
anyway,
hey,
back to episode 9, I
another
think.
point, he's made by a 7-year-old, but why are there so many other droids of his exact same form? And then
oh god, you're right.
And then so maybe he got like an airfix kit for building a droid.
Yeah, he
then why is
rebuilt
it such a
specific
big
type of
thing
droid.
like this boy built a droid? It's like, well, he just got a fucking airfix kit
And also,
for building one of those droids.
Yeah.
the droid's he's really clever, C-3PO. He can calculate shit mad quick.
Yeah, but you just get your
He is clever.
And he can speak all languages. Do you remember that? Speak them all.
He'd be a fierce countdown.
Can he speak them or does he just retranslate them?
Well, he's a robot, you know.
He
The
just,
brain
can
comes in
translate
the post
anything.
with the rest of the kit, I imagine.
Okay. Anyway, back to episode 9.
Okay, so the wheel is squeaky, the wheel gets fixed. Personally, credits should have rolled at that point. But they don't.
No, other stuff does happen in that film.
Then they go and find the palp.
He's found isn't he in like, it's one of these really sort of dark red planets. Like all of them are dark and
It's
red.
like
No,
black
he's in a
on
mystery
Earth is
universe.
something.
Mystery
It's
universe.
called Exegog.
Exegog.
They find Palp because Rey for some reason has a Sith dagger that for some reason when you stand on the edge of that cliff and point it at the wreck of the Death Star in the ocean fits together exactly like that scene on the Goonies when they point the coin and all the islands
Oh
link up.
yeah. That's what you're saying about the Goonies.
She goes there to find the holocron, which gives her the ability to travel to Exegog. She meets kind of Ben there, where they have a fight.
Yeah.
They duke it out.
They do that weird thing in the fight where Han Solo comes back to life and it puts in turmoil. That's another one of the Force problems I have.
You're also
Han Solo comes back to life and it's like
He
so
doesn't
you
have
have these
to.
things in Star Wars like Force ghosts, but then there's like real ghosts as well.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And yeah, so what was Han Solo? Was he a Force ghost or a real ghost?
He was a real ghost. He was not
What?
force sensitive.
Or figment of the imagination.
So there's another
It's a
thing
third option.
introduced all of a sudden for,
There is
for
a
no
fourth
apparent
option.
reason.
What?
He was actually there.
Fuck me. That's a good one.
And do you know why he was actually there? Looking for his fucking jacket.
Yeah, because Lando nicked it. And he's like, well, it could be here.
We're
The
also-
last place I remember being was the Death Star.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because he's got dementia. Because he's
And
really
so,
old.
where I died.
Might as well make sense to look at it. You guys just happen to be at the same time as I am.
Yeah, which is weird. Anyway, here's some moral lessons from me.
Yeah. Moral lessons, big wave. See you later.
What does he say? Fight him real good.
Do him over.
Do him. Get him.
Something. I imagine
Does he come to
it
Kylo or
now.
does he come to Rey? Does he?
Goes to Kylo.
And he's like, go on, kill her. Or
No,
something.
he doesn't.
No,
he
no,
says,
He's like, go on,
to the
son.
palp.
which
like-
we know doesn't work because that's when he killed him.
No,
Last
he's
time
like-
we tried that.
He's like, oh, I don't mind that you killed me, I don't mind about that now.
Is he like, I forgive you?
I'm actually having an alright time.
Yeah, now that
I'm not a big people
for some
person.
reason I'm a real ghost. I'm doing better than those blue Obi-Wan
Number one, I'm a real
ghosts.
ghost. Number two, I kind of like myself and my own time quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I can start to figure out who I am really. Also,
shame I have to spend all my time on this fucking wreckage.
Yeah, I just what would make this situation better is if I had my goddamn jacket. Like you said, moral lessons about sort of Leia and all that crap.
It's a more sort of spiritual question separate from Star Wars.
But yeah,
when you die and you come back as a ghost, what clothes are you wearing, if any?
My favourite jacket.
You think you're wearing just your favourite clothes or the ones you died in?
I reckon...
Because I think he comes back with his jacket on, even though we know somebody else has a jacket.
Yeah, but the jacket's not really there.
Yeah, it is.
So
It
he
is
dies,
there,
he comes back with his favourite clothes on.
He's still looking for his real jacket.
Right. Okay.
You
But he's
can
got
wear-
a ghost jacket. Why is he looking for a real one if he's got
It's
a ghost
important to
one?
know that the jacket also comes back as a ghost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ghost
the jacket comes back as a ghost. Why? Why do we have ghost clothing as well as ghost people?
in one of the Star Wars comics, there is actually a sentient helmet that's got the soul of a Sith Lord inside of it.
Well, that also links in with Kylo's helmet. I think that has some.
Yeah,
some
and Darth Vader's
connotations.
helmet.
Darth Vader's helmet.
Also links
It
with the
in
idea that
the
if somebody...
clothing, the clothing is doing a lot of the instigating of these
really
events.
is. I think
And none of the Sith Lords have jackets. So for the Sith, it's all about the helmet, but for the good guys, it's all about the jacket.
Because they want to cover up their identity. Whereas
Pow.
Poe, as soon as he took his mask off, he put his jacket on.
Yes.
Yes, he does, like we all do.
Yeah.
That's
Not
what it's
Poe,
all
not
about.
Poe, what's his name? Flynn. But
Yeah.
the point remains.
Stormtrooper helmet off.
He'd
Helmet
take-
gone.
Jacket on. Yeah.
I'm a man.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to do some good in this
I'm
world.
taking my bad helmet off and I'm putting my good jacket on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Out with the old, in with the new jacket.
Wow.
Man said it.
It's a famous saying.
So anyway, we're on... Where the hell are we? The wheel was squeaky.
We're forgetting the big part of this film, which I've only just remembered, and we're sort of getting there, but I'm jumping slightly ahead. They kiss.
We need to wait for that.
I mean,
'cause
that
that's
bit-
the whole thing in itself.
That's a discussion in itself. I need the toilet.
Okay, so we're on the planet, and Han Solo's come back as a ghost through the mists of the sort of sea. Aren't some people trying to get out there by boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Thanks, Alf. There's some people.
God knows why.
And what are the people that live on that planet? They are they're also like scavengers, aren't they?
They're like some sort of beast ridey people.
Yeah, they ride beasts.
Which for some reason end up literally on top of a Star Destroyer that's in orbit in the planet at the end of the film.
Yeah, they do.
Running with Flynn.
Oh God, you're right.
Yeah.
How the fuck does basically a horse end up?
Yeah, they're
millions of miles in the air?
they're like big horses, and don't they've got like a hovercraft or something, but they're like, oh, it's fucked, mate. It's down there. We can't fix that right now because we don't have nothing.
We don't have the parts for that.
We'd like to fix it.
It needs to
and
be
it's
fixed.
down there.
Don't get us wrong. We know it needs to be fixed.
Yeah, you don't need to just come into my planet and tell me, how dirty my house is.
Yeah.
I know that needs fixing.
I know that needs fixing, and we're going to get round to it because we're scavengers.
Yes.
So we're most likely to find the parts for it, and also don't need to be told that we need to fix it.
I don't need you to just drop into my planet one day and tell me I need to fix my shit, because I know that.
Yeah, you're right.
You try living my life. Fucking Death Star fell into the ocean
Fell
right
into
outside
our
my house.
ocean.
And you're coming to my planet and telling me my hovercraft.
Yeah, how does something the size of a moon and made out of metal enter orbit on a planet and hit the surface of the planet without destroying the fucking planet?
It's true. Think about the dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Bigger than that, I reckon bigger than the one.
Yeah, and it would have
bigger,
way
size
more
of a
mass
moon.
because it would just be a solid.
Well, it's like how
lump
the
of
Earth
metal,
was
basically.
created was by the moon coming into it, And
Yeah.
then you'd, and
Anyway,
the
we're at the
hovercraft
bit
is full of eels, is it?
No. Well, it could be.
If it hasn't
I
been
don't think
used
it
in a
is.
while.
It could well be, but it's
Full of
not
eels.
fixed. But they're fixing it, and they can see the fight maybe happening. And they're like, yeah, let's get over there, fix hovercraft. They start doing that. And then do they end up like right inside it and they're jumping all around everywhere? Yeah, or they're falling down a shaft. Do they fall down something?
Oh, man, I just don't know.
There's some falling at some point, and then there's a bit when they're like one of them could save the other one.
So is this Endor that they're on? The Ewok planet?
No.
Well, how did the Death
trees.
Star end up on this other planet? Because the Death Star was.
Is it the original Death Star?
No, it's the one that Sidious died on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the original Death Star.
Orbiting...
The second Death Star, you mean?
Yeah, because it's got that
Yeah,
funny
Episode
shape
6
because it was
Death
only
Star.
half made.
Episode 6 Death Star.
Right.
Because that's the one that the Palp died on.
Correct.
Which was orbiting Endor.
Yeah, closest to Endor. That planet is not Endor. It's like a sea planet.
But, I mean, it takes a long time to get to Mars if you're orbiting Earth. You know, if the moon was to explode over Earth, it's not going to land on Mars.
It would take a fair amount of time.
It's not going to land. It's going to land on Earth.
But what is it? We talking like 70 years between? No,
but it's
not
not
even
going
that
to land
long.
on. It's going to be drawn in by the orbit of the. It's going to land on Endor. Yeah.
But it wasn't. There was a planet where they rode big horses.
What, the Harry Potter planet?
No, they rode big horses. Do you not remember?
But,
Because at the end of the film, there's horses running over the. We spoke about this when you were.
But I mean, like, the thing is, it's like it could be Endor because. I mean, a planet has a lot of different ecosystems on it, which is something that Star Wars doesn't do. Every planet has one ecosystem.
But I feel like if you're going to go to Endor, like if it did land on Endor and they were putting it in, like, we're talking about this water scene being Endor.
There'd be Ewoks.
They'd make it Endor.
There'd be Ewoks.
There'd be trees.
It's a different planet.
They wouldn't just go, oh, this is a
it's
bit of
Endor.
Endor.
It's an Endor that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Death Planet from episode 7.
It can't be. It can't be.
What we
I
said.
swear it was just blown up completely.
What we said.
Yeah, it was really in smithereens, and they brought it back
in like quite
quite chunks that
form.
you could explore and potentially find things that are still survived a big blast.
I mean, it just I mean, in episode 4 it just completely exploded.
Yeah.
And I think that happened again in episode 6.
Yeah, it goes up.
There's a game that's recently been released called Star Wars. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a new Star Wars game where you play a Jedi, right. And I think at the very beginning of that film. No, wait. Oh wait, no, I'm talking shit. Don't worry. Whatever.
Anyway, so they've got the big horses on this planet, and then they fight, and then what happens?
I don't remember more than Han Solo Ghost on this planet, the Death Star planet.
He basically says, "Go do that. Go talk to Palp and have be a bit like."
What's going on here?
I don't understand.
What, like a business meeting?
No, it's more like take him down.
Oh, Kylo Ben says
It's
that.
sort of like take him down. That's what Han Solo says.
I don't understand why there's
take him down to Kylo Ben.
I don't understand why there's a bit of a fight going on between the rebels or the. Why are they at the planet fighting?
Because they've gone to look for
in the front
Palp.
pocket of the bag there.
But why are all the rebels there? Because there's a whole fleet of rebels, isn't there? And there's an Imperial Star Destroyer. Why are they on that Star Destroyer? Why are they taking
It doesn't
that
really
down?
matter. I think the
Or is that at the
last
end
film
when they
made
go to
absolutely
Exegol?
no sense.
I think that might be at the end where they go to Exegol.
Yeah, I think but they kiss after because someone dies.
We're getting to the kiss.
Kylo Ben dies.
No, Rey dies.
No.
And then
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does, and then Kylo Ben transfers his left
Ren
foot
kisses
into
her.
her heart.
No. Rey dies, and then Kylo Ren makes her alive again, and then Rey kisses Kylo Ren for some reason.
It's full.
And then Kylo Ren dies.
It's full
for
Romeo
some
and
reason.
Juliet.
Oh,
isn't
you're
it?
right. Yeah.
It's not full Romeo and Juliet.
Full. Well, they both die.
No, Rey survives.
So no, but Juliet doesn't. She wake up and she's like, "Oh, I only took a sleeping potion."
But then Juliet kills herself.
Does Rey do that?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So it was half of Romeo and Juliet.
But
they only did that because they're like, "That's a good bit. We should put that in our film."
Yeah, that happens in films, and I've seen it, and it works. I might put it in Star Wars and see how people feel about it.
I didn't like that last planet. It looked like it just looked mad, didn't it? It just looked like mad scary.
It was too much. I think it was too scary.
Was it on sand, black sand, and sort of gravel?
To gravelly slate.
It was gravelly slate.
And there
It
was
was
like some
certainly
kind of
loose
crater
shingle.
where there was like a crater underneath it where Palp was there, and he had this like ghost.
Yeah, because they fell down a bit.
This
and then they
audience
were-
of ghosts and all of his little Snokes and tubes.
Wait, you had Snokes in tubes there?
Mm.
Did they just
Yeah,
make
he
sure
did. He
to
had
destroy
strokes
them?
and tubes, and he was on some kind of like hanging hook thing, and then he was like the kingpin in this audience of ghosts, and there were loads of ghosts.
What were the ghosts doing?
They were just like laughing at the lightsaber fight or something.
They were laughing.
They were jeering.
So you're telling me that the final fight in the Star Wars films has a laughter track?
It has like this jeering audience of ghosts.
And who's fighting? Rey and Kylo Ben.
I guess so.
It's so shit.
I
that
thought
last
Kylo
film.
was coming to help Rey though as well.
Yeah. So who was fighting?
I don't know.
Palpatine was fighting her. He gave her the electro treatment, right?
Yeah, probably.
He gave her the
Yeah.
out the fingertips.
Yeah,
Did he?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
And also, how did Palp die in it? He dies in it. I don't know how he dies. How does he die? Who kills the Palp? I can't.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Who kills him? Who kills him?
I think Rey kills him.
Rey kills him.
No.
How does she? How does he die? How does he
Palpatine.
die? Come on.
Palpatine.
She convinces the audience that he's not as funny as
they think he
is, and like the lack of attention kills him. Pretty sure.
Oh man.
Anyone want another beer?
Yes, please.
Yeah. It's just. Oh man. It's just. I just don't even know. I thought.
I feel like we've reached the end.
I thought he
of
fell into
that.
the pit of that star, and then he died, and then all of a sudden he's back, and I don't even know how he died. He came back from quite an assured death, and now he's not coming back from a death that I can't even remember.
No, exactly. And also, when they kiss at the end, it's pure affection. It's not for any practical reason, right?
I think it's of the sort of
sexual variety.
Yeah, maybe not sort of immediately kind of sexual.
Romantic is romantic.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone was expecting that.
It was just ridiculous because there was no real build up to it or anything. It was
No,
like,
only that
it was
they
like, whoa, hold on a second.
There was no
I
reason
remember,
for it
I
either.
remember laughter in the cinema when that happened.
I remember that. But that, like, I think maybe there was, but then we don't know what happened when we didn't see them because they could call each other any time and see each other any time. Maybe they had a couple of saucy
Well, they had
chats.
that was another thing that I thought was.
Maybe they
I mean,
did have a
episode
couple
8
of
got-
saucy chats.
Episode 8
Well,
was
how,
shit.
how would that go? Is saucy chat between a Sith Lord
Well,
and
they had
a
those bits in
James, I think
episode
you
8.
should answer that one.
I think it would be a lot of innuendos about lightsabers.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I just kind of feel that's not sort of any projection. That's just how I think they'd go.
What would he be like? I've got a really long lightsaber with two little lightsabers coming out the side of it.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Is that the sort of window?
I could power your kyber crystal.
Kyber crystal related innuendo.
With my big long lightsaber.
Maybe not so much on that one.
Yeah. And then
I guess so.
and then he'd be like, "Oh, remember when we were fighting in the forest?" You should be like, "Yeah."
Oh, back in
And
the
he'd
first
be like, "Oh, I thought you were really fit then."
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Or he'd be like, earlier when I saw that ghost of my dad, I was just thinking about you the whole time.
Yeah. We're not getting the after hours.
They had those bits in episode 8 when Kylo's just got out of the shower and then all of a sudden he's speaking to Rey.
They're like speaking together. That's
wait,
the bit we missed.
Wait, Kylo has a shower in episode 8?
That's the bit we missed.
Yeah. He's got a
The
towel around
only
him.
shower in the whole of Star Wars.
Yeah.
No, doesn't Luke have a shower?
Have a shower? No, he doesn't.
I mean, I think it's hinted at. He gets back from Dagobah, he's a bit muddy then obviously.
Oh no, he does
We
walk
can only
out.
assume he's had a
He
shower.
might have had a shower
That
before the
after-
awards.
when he
awards thing.
when he gets
I
the
bet he
droids,
did,
he
yeah.
walks
Shave as well.
out of the. When he gets the droids,
Those
he
ones
walks
that
out
are
of the shower,
bearded, they must shave.
drying his hair with a
You're
towel.
absolutely right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does.
When
he does
Luke
dry
gets the
his-
droids, he
he
walks
does
out the
actually
shower,
have a
drying
shower.
his hair.
Palp,
Oh
he
shit.
must be shaving unless he can stop his beard growth with the power of the Force.
Probably.
I reckon you could. If you can go and see anyone, like you can. Well, and also that was.
I think he just uses his force electricity to zap the hair back to its prepubescent state, like laser hair removal.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
you could electric his hair.
The Jedi's
Yeah.
groom themselves, like.
Well, Mace Windu definitely grooms himself. He's smoother than an egg.
I guess.
He'd definitely go dry in space with a head like that.
Do you reckon they have like little lightsabers that they use to cut the hair? Like a little kyber crystal or whatever it's called.
A light
It's like,
shaver,
It's
they
like a
call it.
razor. It's not
They-
very strong. It's just like a little one.
He did just say
they'd call it a lightsaber.
Yeah, they would call it a lightsaber. Yeah.
Shit, I forgot my lightsaber.
And then they do that. That'd be pretty good. I quite like one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or like little clippers. Anyway, we're getting beyond the point. So the end of the film ends with them romantically kissing one another.
Yeah. And then Kylo Ben dies. Rey survives. Is that it?
No, hold on. Doesn't Princess Leia die?
I thought she was already dead.
No, she
deadish,
dies like
deadish.
inconsequentially.
She's deadish
in the
for
middle
about
of
2.5 films.
Episode
Yeah,
9
pretty
she
much.
dies for some reason. And then it comes... Oh, that
No,
scene...
she wakes up and... No, does she die when Kylo Ben dies?
I remember it being like a particularly like ridiculous scene because she says something that was clearly like put together from text from other films. And it was like her last words were this. Being like... Making like it's really profound. And it was just like... You know, it was like, don't trip on a cornhole on your way out.
Don't trip on a cornhole on your way out.
Well, you know, it's something inconsequential.
Wipe your feet on the way out.
It was
Right,
like,
James,
wipe your feet on the way out.
James,
Yeah,
I've got a
something like
question
that.
for you.
Yeah.
What were Leia's last words?
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Right. Well, what were Leia's last words?
What, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Blank, mate, sorry.
So, like, watch out for the bad guys.
Or, yeah, something along those lines. Ollie, what do you think they were?
She probably just said, like, probably gonna die pretty soon.
I think.
So,
I
probably
think she...
good time to say, see you later.
Yeah.
Also, make sure Ben gets better because he's really mentally ill.
I think she actually whispered...
Yeah.
I think she actually whispered Kylo's real dad is Jabba the Hutt.
I know.
Really?
I think she went.
Kylo's real dad is Jabba the Hutt, mate.
I think she went. Hold on. Don't forget your jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, maybe she was like, no one better take my jacket after I die.
Bury me with my jacket.
That's it, yeah. Bury me with my jacket. Or
Bury me with my jacket, that's what she said.
For some reason, I feel like that's exactly what she actually said. I feel like I want to Google that just to make sure.
No, you can't.
I'm not.
Oh, we're not allowed to Google.
Or she said, I am Mark Sargent.
I'm just going to Google Leia's last words.
Let's hear them. I want to know them. Google them. What are Leia's last words?
I'm pretty sure it's bury me with my jacket.
I think this
Or
could shed some light on the whole plot.
She was
of
like,
episode
somebody
9.
keep an eye on Flynn. He's been looking at my jacket for the last 2 films.
I feel like the
and
plot,
we know he has a habit.
the plot of episode 9 was confusing, yes, but surely Leia's last words will shed some light on them. On this plot.
Yeah, that's true.
What does she say, Will?
I think it was just hope. Princess Leia's last word was hope.
She said hope.
Hope. That's a bit of a cop out.
She says, "I hope we can all find some love today, some hope today in the midst of a tragic loss. May the force be with us all."
Those are the last words.
Yeah.
Sounds like the lyrics to a reggae song.
It could be turned into a reggae song.
I hope we all find some hope today in the midst of a tragic loss. May the force be with you.
Yeah. I'll put beat
What's
to
the
it.
tragic loss? Who dies then?
Yeah,
Is she talking about herself?
Luke.
Yeah, probably.
Is she talking about herself?
No, because Luke died ages ago in the last episode.
Hold on.
I hope we can find some love today in this midst of this tragic loss.
I'm dying,
the
so
force be with you.
This is really tragic. May the force be with you. It's sort of a bit like
I'm dying.
Sort of like you're losing.
Which is sad.
You're kind of losing a good Jedi here.
She's not a Jedi.
Well, she's not a Jedi. She's
Jedi.
a
She's
Skywalker.
Jedi.
She's Jedish. Yeah, she's Jedish.
Hold on.
Will's got some in here.
Leia killed herself, apparently. She may have sensed that Ben's redemption was close at hand and that only by assisting Rey could her son be saved through the cleansing power of a lightsaber strike. Of course, in effect, Leia took the mortal blow herself, allowing Rey to heal and redeem Ben.
Oh, yeah, she sort of saves Rey's life by cutting her and taking her own or something.
Right, that's weird.
Which just begs the question, why didn't they
And
just
then-
let her
and then
die?
Rey
in
goes and
episode 8
kisses
instead
her
of,
son.
So Leia sacrifices herself to make sure that Kylo can survive, and
After
then Kylo just dies anyway.
because Rey kisses him.
Oh yeah, because she snogs him
No,
and takes his
Kylo
life
kisses
instead.
Rey. Rey's dead and Kylo kisses Rey.
And does then he fall
Right.
into a pile of his own clothing?
Well, like
He just sort of disappears, doesn't she? He
Like
disappears. No, Ben disappears mid-kiss into like a pile of clothes.
like Ben.
Like Ben Kenobi
Yeah.
in A New Hope.
Yeah. He just sort of like, and then she was like, "Oh, what was I even kissing?
A jacket.
This jacket." Which is weird.
She was kissing a jacket. Think about that.
Well, she ended
I'm
up
starting
kissing
to
a
feel
jacket.
like it shouldn't even be called My Wheel Is Squeaky, but just Star Wars told through a jacket.
I think so. I think we
Just-
really. I don't think we'd have known going in that
That it
we'd
was
have
all about-
uncovered such an interesting plot
Yeah.
line to Star Wars. Trace it through the jackets, man. You don't even need to know the plot. You just need to know where the jackets are.
The
If
point
you can
still
remember
does-
a jacket, if you can remember at least one jacket from the film, you can piece together
Yeah.
everything else through other jackets
Mm-hmm.
My Wheel Is Squeaky is still the best line
in the film.
in
Yeah.
the films. Yeah.
Okay,
It
I
is a
feel
good
like
line.
we should do a round of questions. Are we at the end of episode 9?
Okay, yeah. Everyone, if you can formulate a question, you
Yeah.
can add it to and give it to the person to your left.
Okay.
So, Will, would you like to begin?
Um,
A question. What burning questions do you have about these movies?
I've got one.
Take your time. Take your time.
I've got
If
one.
you've got one, fire away.
This is to whoever.
To Will.
To Will.
To Will.
Why did they make these movies? And as an additional point, what have we all gained through this whole experience of talking about them?
These films were made solely on the purpose that Disney bought the Star Wars franchise expecting it to be quite a cash cow.
Yeah.
Perhaps the revenue from Star Wars, given that a film hadn't been released in many a time, and because it was the film now of the parents of the children, and it was just the children inheriting their father's toys and stuff, and kids aren't really buying much toys these days. It's more about technology and shit.
Yeah.
So I think they needed to re-franchise a whole franchise in order to build revenue from that franchise, in order to refresh it.
Makes sense.
After they bought it.
What did we learn?
They probably bought it thinking it would give them money, but it might have been hemorrhaging at the beginning until they made the film.
What did we learn from all of them? From the final 3, maybe more specifically.
That remakes are shit.
Fair
For
enough.
sure.
Fair enough. Do you have a question for James?
Which one's your favourite?
Which one's my favourite?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Out of the three new ones.
Yeah.
I think it might be the first one for me.
I'm gonna have to go for the first one, just because I did enjoy the last scene where she meets Luke on the thing. I thought something was gonna happen there with the films. I thought they were gonna go in a sort of slightly different direction.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you, to be honest. I don't think I can
agree
vary
as well.
it.
It didn't hold. It didn't withhold promise. The first film.
No, it didn't.
In a way.
No.
It was an apprehensive dip into the beginning of the end of Star Wars.
Mm. Profound, Will. Profound.
Mm-hmm.
Alf, what do you think? So you're in a. The situation is you are sitting next to George Lucas, and you're both about to watch the first film together, right?
The episode 7.
Yeah. You're both you're about to ask him one question before the film, and you're allowed to ask him one question after it. What are those two questions you're asking? It's just you and George Lucas about
Just
to watch.
me and George Lucas. Jesus Christ, that's a tricky question you've
Yeah.
proposed there, James.
But you can take it
So
any way you
I'm
like.
trying to imagine myself with the excitement that I have in me, sitting in the cinema.
Yeah.
Right
about
next to
to
George.
watch. George
Breathed in
Lucas is
water.
next to me.
I know what I'd ask him. I'd ask him, can I call you Georgie?
That's quite a good one.
I guess it would be something like the lines like, what do you hope to see here?
Oh, is it his first time watching it?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's an important detail. It's just, you're both watching it for the first time.
Oh, right, okay.
I guess I'd just ask you, like, what do you want to see here?
And he's strangely excited, like he can't really sit still.
Yeah.
Which is
like,
weird.
I guess I'd ask you, like, what do you think it's going to be about? Like,
Yeah.
just ask her, like, where do you think they'll have taken this plot of yours? Like, where would you like it to have been taken?
Are there going to be any of your, are we going to get a bit of you in this?
And then I guess when it ended, I would ask him, are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
How do you think he
would you like a glass of water?
George, are you all right?
How do you think he would be looking at the end of the film?
A little pale, I imagine.
That's a good. Yeah. That's good. It's real.
I think he'd be a bit miffed off because or maybe a little flattered. I don't know.
Would you give him like a reassuring touch on the leg or arm?
I think I'd
As
look
you
at him
asked
and then I'd breathe out heavily in a sort of knowing way.
Yeah.
Where you just go. Or
Yeah.
like a.
I think I did that afterwards, imagining
Or like a
looking
sort of,
at George Lucas.
maybe a more mouth. It's sort of like a. Oh.
I'd just be like, I'd sort of like glance in and just be like.
Yeah.
Like there's, like we both know.
Like
it's like, what can you say? Like we
know.
don't.
Would you want him to? Would you want him to hear the?
Yeah, I would make it clear that I was breathing out a bit.
I'd give it a little.
Let's see if you realise.
And look at him, like he did it.
That'd freak him out.
I have a question for you all.
Okay.
So, would you want them to make a 10th Star Wars film?
Oh,
and absolutely 100%.
And if so, which clearly is the case, what would you like it to be about?
Great question.
All right. Can't say I've not thought about it before.
Yes.
Right. So after not Leia, who am I talking about? Rey and Kylo Ben have kissed, right?
Are we going to get like a full detailed?
He's dead, right?
Are we getting a detailed plot or just an overview?
No, we're getting detailed plot.
Brilliant.
Right. She gets like a bag out, which you don't see, but she's got a bag that whole time, and she bangs all of his clothes and shit in it. Right. And she takes it back to the rebel base.
Kylo Ben's clothes. Sorry.
Kylo Ben's clothes, yeah. And maybe she bangs like Snoke and Palpatine's in there for good measure.
But we didn't see this in.
We didn't see it. You never see it.
Okay.
You never see it. This is preemptive. And she goes back to the rebel base, and she looks at Leia dead there, and she's like, "Oh, I know what I'll do. It'd be funny. I'll put her in Ben's clothes." So
This
she
is the
bangs.
start of the 10th film.
Yeah. The start of the film, it starts with her like hoiking Kylo Ben's trousers up onto a dead Leia.
Right. Okay.
And then all the other rebels come in.
Yeah.
And they see what she's done, and she's like in the like Sith Lord outfit. And they're like, "That is disgusting what you've done. You've decimated a dead woman's body."
They're annoyed.
Yeah, they're really annoyed. They can't believe what she's done. And they're like, "Jedi or not, we can go without you."
Yeah.
So Rey gets outcast from the rebels.
She's sort of like a nomad.
She goes,
now.
yeah, but she's the reason this plot is interesting is because she is like she is still good fundamentally, but she's been outcast for dressing her dead body up in a way she thought would be funny, but it failed. So
they're just trying to start this new film off with a bit of a light, like, oh.
Well, it's different. It's different to all the other plots. That's what I'm trying to look for.
Yeah.
And
I'm really looking for something that's different. Right? So then she's on a planet for a bit. Cut scene, back. C-3PO, he's lost a leg now.
Right.
And he's just looking for it for a bit. It cut back to Kylo Ren. Rey. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, I've got to get back. I know what I did was wrong." and she eventually gets back to the rebels, and she just does a really, really long, rambling apology. Like, this is at the end of the film now. It's really long. She's like, I'm really, really sorry. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I was just.
How long is this speech?
It's really long. It's at least 40 minutes long.
Okay.
And she's like, I'm really, really sorry. I shouldn't have dressed Leia up like that. I know that was wrong now, but I've had a really intense year.
Jacket experience.
I've had a really intense jacket experience in the past, and for some reason, you guys sent me away, and I've had a lot of time to think, and that was really wrong for me.
She would have a lot of time.
And then they all just look at her and go, "Well, it's not good enough, is it?" And then
right. So this film that you're proposing here, it starts with Rey dressing the deceased corpse of Princess Leia in the clothes of Kylo Ren and Darth Sidious.
No, she's just got them in her bag. And there's a bit where she's cast away and she looks at the outfits of the other two.
Alright, so she tries to put, I don't know, Darth Sidious's keks on Princess Leia, and then the other rebels come in and be like, what are you doing there, Rey?
Yes.
And Rey's a little shell-shocked, obviously a little PTSD from the terrible war she's been in.
Yes,
she's
makes
like,
sense.
Okay, yeah, alright. And then she goes off on a sort of exile from the rebels for a while. And presumably we're probably already halfway into the film at this point.
Yeah.
In the meantime, it suddenly jumps to C-3PO looking for his leg for a while.
Yeah, no one knows why he's lost it.
How long's that scene?
Does he find it?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
No, he's just...
He doesn't find it.
What it's good for, right, it's good for setting a scene, because it gives you a good tour around the rebel base for the next film. Right? So he's looking under everything. He's looking under... it's the only time in the films that you see C-3PO fully extend his arm.
Okay, yeah.
Because he does it in that scene.
And he's looking under things. He's being quite mobile.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
and
He's bending
down.
There's
other stuff
he's looking
going on.
under things. He's being really mobile. They do it
I feel like there's a music montage.
No, there's no music montage. But if you listen very carefully to the bit where C-3PO is walking around, you can see the preemptive conversations for the plots for the next film.
Oh, okay.
So they're the rebels talk about, oh shit, there's some more. But you can't really hear it. It's all in the background.
And
it's just C-3PO looking for his leg.
And then Rey comes back and is like, I'm really sorry about trying to put those horrible keks on your dead princess's legs.
Yeah, and she goes on and on and on.
Let's not forget.
And she goes on for ages, and the rebels are like, we don't...
It was Leia was wearing her son's clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, they were both dead.
Yeah.
But Rey was just like, I'm gonna try and put these clothes on her.
Well, no, right, okay. So the film, I should go back to the start. She's looking at her. She's really sad, and you see this moment in her eyes that she's looking at her. She's like,
oh, she gets sad.
She gets sad. She's really sad about Leia dying, and then she's looking at her and she's like, oh.
Are you not wearing any trousers?
No, she's like, oh, I know what would give you peace if you were wearing the outfit of your son.
Yeah, okay.
Who's also died.
That's believable.
I'm going to be honest, I was not expecting that as the...
No. Well, do better. Do better.
Write a better film than that.
It's nice to hear an original idea.
The Star Wars film. Yeah, it's not exactly episode 4 again, is it? No. It's just a basically long, rambling apology for dressing somebody up when they were already dead.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen them go to the Harry Potter planet and find that kid and be like, you got
put them down the side
account. And then
you have to pour it from the top.
do Phantom, and the kid's really good at racing the horses.
Oh, do Phantom Menace again.
But not pod racing, horse racing, or Harry Potter horse racing, camel horse racing.
Right.
And do Phantom Menace all over again.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
you could.
That would absolutely fuck over the Star Wars fans.
I know, but doubly fuck them over. We're not doing your favourite film over again. We're doing your most hated film again.
There's going to be another Jar Jar.
But instead of spaceships, we're going to use horses.
And instead of Jar Jar Binks, we've got loads of lizards taped together.
Yeah. we've got
all
every
talk
race
in
and
unison.
stereotype taped together into one creature.
Yeah. Instead of just multiple racial stereotypes, we've got loads of them together, and we've made one creature out of all of them.
And
it's got a million heads.
And it's a free
part. All racist.
And it's a 3-part BBC series.
Yes.
I would fuck them over.
Well, on that note, I guess we should maybe end our discussion of My Wheel Is Squeaky. And
do you think I could go on?
Or do you think we need maybe more?
I could go on. I could go on. Episode 11. Go on, come at me.
Go on then. What happens in episode 11? Oh,
it's basically episode 10 again.
What?
They cast her out again.
But with different actors.
But the lady with purple hair is Jar Jar Binks.
And they all wear tuxes. Everyone, goodies and baddies.
Okay.
But the baddies, they wear so the goodies wear like a black tux with a white shirt. Baddies, they wear black shirts, white tuxes.
I think they should.
Could
be
the
a
main
bit-
baddie be about like 7 years old? Like the next Darth Vader character is like 7 years old and he's got Kylo Ren's helmet in his basement.
Yeah, and C-3PO's leg.
And Spock's in it from Star Trek.
Stargate.
No, it's Star Trek. Spock's in it.
Spock's in it.
With Captain Kirk.
Spock's in it.
Spock's dead, man. Get with the times.
Right, end the conversation.
Oh, thanks, Jess.
That's alright.
We can't start talking about Spock.
Yeah. Right, well that just about sums it up.
And after a grand total of 2.5 hours.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Wow.
That's enough.
I actually thought the conversation at the start was the best bit.
I think
2.5
We got
hours.
some good moments in there.